Ray Dunn. All Philadelphia, all day. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
Oh, good Lord, we were rolling on a Yacht Rock Friday. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic. I'm your host, John Marks, coming to you live and local and late breaking. Good morning to everybody listening on the radio, on the 97.5 The Fanatic app. Remember, get the Fanatic app. You can listen on demand, so if you miss any of the show, doesn't matter. Go back and listen whenever you want to. We put our interviews on there. There's a video component as well. Love the Fanatic app. Good morning to everybody watching live on YouTube. Good morning to our chatters. Join our community of live listeners and chatters on 97.5 The Fanatic. You listen to our shows. Just make sure you subscribe to 97.5 The Fanatic on YouTube. Off-air content, our interviews, our segments, everything is available right there. It is an excellent resource, and you can go back and watch the shows later on, of course, because that's what YouTube is. It's there forever. As we say good morning and happy Yacht Rock Friday to Ray Dunn. Ray, good morning.
Oh, good morning, Johnny. Have you started planning the parade?
For the Phillies.
Of course, yes.
I have not.
Well, I know it's Flyers draft day, so we could plan a parade for them, too, if you want.
It's difficult because I was looking at your mock draft 1.0 for the NHL, and it really consumed me, so I forget even what we were going to talk about today.
We're all drafted on physicality today. That's what we're drafted for tonight.
I am dressed in an Andy Reid-style Hawaiian shirt. Would you agree with that?
Yes, very much so. You look like you're head to the coach's picture right now.
I do. No joke. You also have Yacht Rock style.
Yeah, I felt like I needed to really embrace it a little bit more.
Looks good.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, we're now in summer, right? So this is really when you hit Yacht Rock season.
Yeah.
So next couple weeks into August, and then once football season comes, we stop doing it.
On the flight to Jamaica last Friday, it was a Yacht Rock Friday. I was like, you know what? Let me see what Apple Music's got in the way of a Yacht Rock playlist.
No.
Yeah, firing away, just sitting there on the plane after that massive airport beer, laying back like, you know what, life's good. It's a Yacht Rock Friday, even if I'm not on the air.
Life is good. All right, and life's good because the Phillies keep winning games. Last night, Ray, because, by the way, Sean's off today, so it's just Ray and I. So last night we're texting, and I even went off the grid of the group chat because Sean's off, and I'm like, all right, like, what are we doing tomorrow? What guests do we have? We have Martinez coming up, Jason Martinez coming up at 11 o'clock, and then T-Mac joins us at 1 o'clock. Not Tim McManus, Tom McCarthy. Tom McCarthy has given us a lot of home run calls over the last 3 nights because the Phillies are unbelievable right now. But, so, I don't know. It was 5-0 at that point, and it looked like this was very much a final game of a road series. They already split the series. They fell behind 5-0. They were kicking the ball over the infield, right? Like, this was a loss. I stopped watching the game. Like I'm getting the kids ready for bed. I'm cleaning up a little bit. And then I check back in. I'm like, oh, they're making this a game. And then the ninth inning happened. So, like, at one point last night, Ray said, well, the Phillies aren't giving us anything for tomorrow. Because if they lose, we're not going to be mad. We're not going to, I was ready to bury them. Right, firing people. It's more or less like, Phil's lose. What are you going to do? Hey, let's talk about the Eagles. Well, the Phillies didn't lose. They're the first team in Major League Baseball history to hit a go-ahead home run in the ninth inning of 3 straight games. Bryce Harper, it was a thing of beauty, man, and he puts them up. And I know the Nationals bullpen sucks, and it does. It wasn't a bad pitch. Now, it was up, but it was a changeup, but it was on the outside corner. And if Harper tries to do anything but go with the pitch on that, he probably grounds out. He rolls it over to second base, but he stayed with it, and he smashed it. And this is when you know Bryce Harper's feeling it and he's seeing the ball well. When he's hitting the ball to center field or the other way, especially with power and high exit velocity, he's locked in, and he's locked in right now. So he took it deep. They get the win. And then, I mean, I don't even know what to say with we need a Hill Club. The Hill Man. What do we call him? What do we call this guy? I don't even know his name. Derek Hill? Is that his name? I can't even. Derek Hill. He went deep. Now, it was an 87-mile-an-hour meatball, so this was not a good pitch, but he didn't miss it. And another big home run in the ninth inning. He came in. He didn't even start the game. He had 2 hits and 3 at-bats. He clubbed that. And it was a great catch by the fan out there in left field because it went over the bullpen and into the stands where somebody caught it. Great. I would have never been able to catch that. But the Phillies are rolling right now, and we're officially halfway through the season. Let's hear the calls. Let's go Bryce Harper. And I loved Kruk last night because he's absolutely right. 3 straight nights of this. What do you even say about it? Here's how it sounded.
Fly ball, left field, that's hit well. Lyles going back toward the wall. Gone! Opposite field, 2-run home run. Bryce Harper, the 9th inning magic, strikes again.
They leave you speechless, what they've done the last 3 games.
Yep. Real Muto had he almost hit a home run. He gets a double. And then Hill comes up, and like at this point, they already have the lead, and it's like, all right, Duran's warming up because he's going to come in. He sits right back down after Hill hits it.
Hill is batting for the 3rd time, and he didn't even start the game. Now that one's hit well out to left field. Lyles going back, and the top is off this one. A 2-run home run for Hill. Absolutely incredible. It is 10-5 Phillies.
So Bill Colarulo, did Bill name it Razor Ramon? Because Colarulo just said he already has a name. It's Razor Ramon.
Razor Ramon
Yeah.
for Derek Hill.
Yeah. You know who Razor Ramon is?
No.
He's a like late 90s, early 2000s professional wrestler.
Yeah, sure. You can have that from 2 to 6. That's what you can call him. We'll come up with something better here from 10 to 2.
Adolis Swolis hasn't worked out for Bill.
Yeah, you stay away from the right-handed hitting outfielders. All right?
And Otto Kemp has 2 hits this year, and Connor and I predicted 20-plus.
We all should stay away from the right-handed hitting outfielders. Let's just appreciate Derek Hill in the moment.
He smashed that.
Smoked it.
Man, and he's hit some big home runs and like distance home runs too. So Phil's win, they take 3 or 4. They lose last night. Nobody really cares. It's the summertime. It's a Yacht Rock Friday. We just kind of move on, and then like we'll watch them play this weekend or whatever. But now they win 3 or 4. And I heard Ricky Bo say this yesterday. He expects the Phillies to be in first place by the All-Star game. What do they have? 16 games left or something like that before the All-Star break? Something in that
Something in that vein, yeah.
Something in that vein. And they're now officially halfway through the season. But when you look at the standings right now, Phillies are 4 games out of first place. I waved a white flag earlier in like 2 weeks ago where I was saying I don't care about the division because the Braves are so far up. At the time, the Braves were 20-some games over 500. And really, like, they haven't been that bad. They've lost 4 straight. The Phillies have been that good. The Phillies now are 45-36. They're 9 games over 500. If that's even possible. Are you kidding me? Halfway through the season. And, I mean, it's been unbelievable. They don't play a team with a winning record until after the All-Star break. So that's how you can see, okay, can they catch the Braves? Oh, yeah, they can catch the Braves. The only thing that, and I said this yesterday, I wish this was August 26th and not June 26th. Not even at the All-Star break yet. There's so much baseball to go. There was the year they lost to the Mets. It was in the playoffs. I guess it was when they went to London. The season after that London trip, it went downhill. They were winning games similar to this that year. They were coming back. They were winning with different players. This guy was stepping up one night. That guy was stepping up another night. This guy was stepping up a different night. Aren't they kind of doing the same thing right now? You have Hill. Bohm has been much better recently. Bohm's been good. He has JT had a big hit last night. Everybody's contributing. And the thing that was most impressive to me last night, Ray, was they went down 5-0 early with Sanchez, and they were in the 3rd or the 4th inning, and they were able to get out without giving up any more runs. But it wasn't it's the final game of a series. We're on the road. All right, this one's over. Let's get this over with. It's a game in June. Nope. Man, they battled back again. And they tied it, and then they went there. Brandon Marsh is killing it again. He had another one last night.
It's remarkable, and it's almost what it does to my psyche watching the game, where last night it gets to 5-0, and I'll be honest, I started to move around. I was like, you know what? I got some friends that are over here. I'm going to go see them, hang out here. But I'm like, instead of you know what? I'm done with the Phillies tonight. I could move past it. You're just peeking down. You know, you're like, all right, wait. They make it 5-2, and when they made it 5-2, that Marsh home run, I was like, there's no way these guys do it again. But, like, you have that belief that maybe 2-3 weeks ago, I'm like, yeah, this team's rolling over and dying tonight. They're just not hitting tonight.
5-0 after 5. Top of the 6th, you mentioned, the Marsh home run. They're down 5-2. 7th inning, they score 3 runs to tie it up. Once it got tied up, like, all right, now we got something here. And that wasn't courtesy of a home run. That was courtesy of just Harper walks. Crawford got on base. He got a hit. That was a little bit of small ball. And then the seventh inning, Marsh walks. And then that's where you get the fielder's choice ground out. So it wasn't just the home runs. They're actually manufacturing runs. They're getting on base. They're being patient. Now, I do want to mention the Nationals bullpen might be the worst bullpen I've ever seen.
Ricky's trying to pitch for them. You see that?
He should. If he can get it up there in the high 80s for an inning, he might be able to do it. But their bullpen's so bad, doesn't matter. Their bullpen was this bad, and they were a couple games over 500 entering this series. And they just lost 3 of 4 to the Phillies. So it's fun. And I know Bryce Harper's very selfish. As the take began this week, Bryce Harper very selfish for trying to get a triple. It's obviously affected his teammates.
It's all out of control.
Yep, team doesn't like him. Very selfish behavior about a Bryce Harper. But this is fun, and we're in June, and it may not mean anything for September, October. But you know what? If you don't look at this team right now and think that this team has a very good chance to win the World Series, I don't know what we're talking about. Bryce Harper said they're a great team. Do we agree with that? And Bryce Harper's gesture towards the crowd, we'll kind of discuss that because there's a lot of people out there that thinks he was giving the crowd the finger because they were chanting F Bryce Harper, and then he smashes the home run. We'll discuss what was really going on with that coming up next. Your phone calls, your text messages on the Davis Honda text line, and your voice memos. Give us the voice memo. It's John and Ray today, 610-632-0975. That's coming up. We got trade deadline talk as well. Don't go anywhere. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Intelligent and honest conversation for your drive home. Unfiltered with Ricky Bo, Bill Colarulo, and Silvana Kelleher.
Every weekday from 2 to 6 p.m.
Watch them on NBC Sports Philadelphia or listen right here on 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
What's up, guys? Andrew. On the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel, in partnership with Valley Forge, is changing the game because sometimes your player gets subbed off and your bet goes with them. Not anymore. With FanDuel Super Sub, if your player is substituted off the field, your bet automatically transfers to the sub. That means your bet stays live and still has a chance to win even after your original pick leaves the match. That's so cool that FanDuel's doing that for you. No action from you is needed, so you're still in it until the final whistle. Just visit FanDuel.com/local to get started now, and let there be goals this summer on FanDuel.
21 plus and present in Pennsylvania. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Serious accidents demand a serious response. At Rosenbaum Injury Law, you speak with a real lawyer, not a call center. From your very first call, we can often tell you if you have a case, help you get your claim started, and connect you with the medical care you need. Then we fight to negotiate the best possible settlement while you focus on healing and getting your life back on track. Rosenbaum Injury Law. We started in Philly over 30 years ago, and we're still here fighting for our clients every single day.
Ready to elevate your business? Our powerful mix of audio, streaming, and digital solutions ensure your brand reaches your target audience. Discover how easy growth can be when using our trusted solutions. Connect with us today to get started. Visit 975thefanatic.com/advertise.
Would you rather watch international soccer on 52 inches at home or 52 feet? Catch every match with fellow fans on the giant 52-foot video wall at Sports and Social inside Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The Phillies' biggest need at the trade deadline. The Eagles' outlook for the season. The Sixers and Flyers offseason. You want to hear about it at all times.
You can. Download the 97.5 The Fanatic app right now, and you'll be locked into your favorite conversation 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Just the two of us. We can make it if we try.
did he just flip them off? And I was like, yeah, I think he did.
I just watched the home run at home from 5 days ago, and he did the 3.
Yeah, the 3 is a common one. Once you said it, the 3 is the common one. Dropping the middle finger and dropping the pinky and just giving the ring is what's throwing me here. Because like you said, the ring finger's not the one to give the Nationals. Unless he has it in his mind that he wants to flip them off, but he's the face of baseball in his head, and he doesn't want to be the guy that flipped off the fans and be suspended for an inappropriate gesture.
So he gives the ring finger flip off.
I would point at them. Just point at them. You got a pointer finger. Use the pointer finger.
I wouldn't do anything.
Yeah, I'm not mature enough.
You just made your statement. You said a home run when they were yelling F. Bryce Harper. Is there anything better than that?
Mocking them.
You literally just took the lead in the game, 7-5, when they were as it was. Here's the pitch. F. Bryce Harper, crack. Is there any better feeling? That is the middle finger. I don't know what he was doing. I guess it makes sense that he gave the finger, but instead of giving the middle, because he did say after the game, put that out there. That wasn't the middle finger,
right?
And he didn't say this is what he had offered no other explanation other than that.
I might have gone full College World Series if I had hit that home run. I'll be honest with you. I would have turned. I would have had myself sliding down the line, pointing. I would have been losing my mind.
Well, you're petty. That's
yeah,
why.
Absolutely. I'm a petty man. Plenty of people would tell you that.
Well, I'm not going to tell you that I can't be petty sometimes. I don't know, man. Like I would just snarl at the crowd. Right? You know, my favorite touchdown celebration ever is a former host here on this station, Brian Westbrook. He would score a touchdown, especially on the road, and he would peg the ball at that back wall. I can't remember how many times I've seen, like, Giant Stadium, he scores a touchdown, peg the wall up and look up at the fans and don't say anything else. I love Westbrook. He's one of my favorite Eagles, if not my favorite Eagle ever. Love Westbrook.
We should talk to him soon.
He can come on the show whenever. I used to do I worked with Baldy, right, doing middays. And Baldy, once a week, would have to be in California for NFL Network. So it's during football season. And I don't know if we had a lot of time where it's like, hey, I can't work Fridays. So it's like, all right, well, who are we going to get? So I had B. West on Football Fridays for a football season. Now he wasn't here. He was in suburban D.C., wherever he lives. Yeah. So but he was down there. But I had him on an ISDN. And so I got to do a show with B. West every week.
That's not a bad Football Friday right there.
And then when I think he went into the Eagles Hall of Fame, he invited me. They had the reception at a downtown hotel, and he invited me down. I went down with Matt Nahagian, our program director, and it was kind of like the thrill of my life because all of his buddies from that team were there. Donovan was there. Talking to his dad looks just like his dad.
Really?
Yeah, and he was really, really cool. No, B. West, good people, man. Really, really good people. One of my favorite guys. He's awesome.
Going back to the Harper thing, just because now the text line's blowing up with this whole thing. Mike from Charleston, he flipped the ring finger instead of giving the middle finger so he wouldn't get in trouble. He throws up the 3 as his own celebration going to first, or the I love you horns to the bullpen while rounding second. I think 3 is, he wears 3. That's his celebration.
That's his number.
The ring finger, I think it's him skirting trouble.
I think we've gotten down to it. Yeah. So do you have a problem with the ring finger salute?
I don't. It's in the moment, so, like, you're not planning that. You're just – I think you had enough wherewithal to not give them the middle finger so that you play tonight. But in that moment, I think I'm going pointer. I don't know if you could give ring to the Nationals crowd.
Oh, boy. More selfishness from Bryce.
That's it.
Terrible leader.
It's a big win, and we're sitting here talking about his ring finger.
I can't believe it. I can't believe he did it again. That Bryce Harper. Oh, I can't wait for the takes today. Oh, my God. Right, let's start the show over. That son of a bitch. Bryce Harper made it about it himself. 2155. No, sorry. That's not what we're going to do. John and Manny. John, what's up, buddy? How are you?
What a lead-in. Love it, dude. Love the energy. I'll tell you what, man. I think it's clear. I think the team, it's clear to the team. It's been clear for the last couple of years. Only one team gets the win, but, we're going for the ring. I think it's for the 3rd win in a row. He's pointing to the bullpen saying that, this is the year. Let's get the ring. We're not going to lose.
Let's do it.
And I'm telling you right now, I want to see the numbers. I'm driving to the beach. I want to see the numbers of, in the last 3 or 4 seasons, how many comeback wins they had. Because it started, over the last couple of seasons, that was a thing for a while.
Yep.
That you couldn't really count them out. They were a true fighting Phillies, not to be corny, but, the last 3 games has been as exciting and as, establishing that for the other team, you can never, count them out.
It ain't
no matter
over.
how many runs you're up.
Yeah, it ain't over. As long as you're playing the
It ain't
Nationals.
over, no matter how they scored 10 runs in a minute in the end of the game. I mean, you can't. 15 the one game. And now they're playing the Mets, who just fired their manager.
Yep.
Bunch of losers.
Wish they would have waited till after the series, because then now you're going to get the dead cat bounce on the Mets. No. So I would have rather they waited, but
no. That works with us. And the last time we fired our manager midseason, remember we went to the World Series, just throwing that out there. But the Mets, they're going to be the Mets, and this is going to tank them even worse. They're going to get discombobulated. They still have a lot of injuries. They stink. This isn't going to spark them at all. They're losers.
You know what?
I just wanted to, yeah.
No, but you've seen Major League. I can't talk about it with Ray because he's never seen the movie Major League. But in Major League, the team rallies around the fact that ownership is taking away their, their training facilities, and they don't have the hot water tub, and they're on this crappy plane and everything else. That was the rallying cry for that team. Now, with this team and the Bryce Harper elite stuff, right? Like, maybe there is some type of a rallying thing where it's like, man, like, our GM, he sucks. Maybe they can get a cardboard cutout of Dombrowski, and every win they yank off a piece of his golf shirt to where he's wearing like a bikini at the end of the year, like they did with the owner of the Indians.
I guess we only find out if he becomes elite or he continues to be good.
I want Harper to punch Dombrowski in the face on the field as they're celebrating the World Series win, and then pull him up for a big hug in the moment.
That would be perfect.
Major League,
not in the face, in the stomach.
In the stomach. There you go. Yeah, listen, I love Major League. But yeah, my point is like I think they have a lot of chips on their shoulder. I think they're all still burnt from the Kimbrel games. That was our year probably. Yeah. I think they're all burnt from the Caskey situation and Thompson being fired. I think they're burnt from Bichette acting like he's going to come and then pulling the rug. Yep. I think they have a lot of reasons to want the ring, and I think Harper of all, if you listen. Sadly, this core has done everything else they need. They have batting titles, they have home run people, they have playoff wins, they have all kinds of stuff. If they win a ring, they're going to be remembered as one of the greatest Phillies of all time. If they don't, it's sadly going to be remembered as one of the squadron ones, and they know that. And this is the year, so they got to go for it, loving it. And listen, to be fair, if they had the balls and strike system last year, that Dodgers pick. Yep. We don't know the Sanchez one. Who knows what's going to happen? So, Kimbrel's a loser, too. Love you guys. Great show.
All right, John. John and Maniac, everybody. Yeah, it's a good point with the ABS system. That if they have a challenge left, they challenge it, and he's out.
And the ump doesn't have to apologize.
Right, and then they never know what could happen after that.
I will say...
Fine line.
To balance that one out, if they had instituted the DH any other year but 2022, like if they waited another year to do it, Phillies would have been in some trouble that year.
That's true.
Without Bryce. So, you get to a World Series based on a rule change, you maybe miss out. We got to throw the fine line parade.
We have a good club.
It was fine.
Fine line.
Yeah, it was fun for a couple days.
Yeah.
Felt like we won a championship.
Yeah, we started the show. Within 2 weeks into the show, we had the show's first villain.
Yeah,
it was Dave Dombrowski.
Do you have the Bryce talking about the team's great? Yes. Is this a great team? By the way, Nationals were over 500 before the series started. Everybody was talking about how the Nationals are a good team. I don't know how you're a good team with that bullpen. That bullpen is awful.
It's just how good that offense is.
The offense is good, and they're like they bring it. They definitely do. You can see if they can figure out a little bit better pitching and some bullpen, they're good.
By the way, did the Phillies lose the Christopher Sanchez deal? 610, 632? Curtis Mead?
Curtis Mead, they should now trade Sanchez for Mead.
That's the right-handed bat.
They can make they can wrong or right or wrong. All right, here's Harper after the game.
Yeah, we're coming. Watch out, right? Obviously we're a great ball club. We knew it. We knew we had it in us, and we're playing good baseball right now, and it's a great ball club that we have. We have a lot of fun, obviously, and we're a great team. We just got to keep going.
Yeah, and to the point of making a mountain out of a molehill and call Bryce Harper selfish, I think that could be a talking point if you weren't paying attention to what's really going on. And it doesn't mean they're going to win a World Series. It doesn't really mean anything other than look at the dugout. Look at the dugout. Look at the dugout. Does that seem like a team that the game's over and they're huddled over in a different section of the clubhouse talking crap on Bryce Harper? It seemed like that's the team. It's not. You can see that. Remember Schwarber struck out 4 times? I think this was right after Mattingly got hired. He struck out 4 times in a game where he struck out like 8 straight times.
Yeah, he had the incredible historic strikeout run going.
And he drew a walk, and he got a standing ovation from the dugout. That's baseball stuff. That's major league type stuff. And that shows you they're not a divided team. Chemistry means so much in sports, but in particular in baseball because you're playing 162. They got a lot of baseball left to go. But at the very least, you can see these guys are all pulling in the same direction. And John Fermaniuk brought it up. The last time they made a managerial change, it worked. And it drove them all the way to the World Series. Now, Rob Thompson, was he the problem? What's Don Mattingly doing that's different? He's just a different guy. He's a different personality. So as much as they might have liked Rob Thompson, Don may get something more out of him just because he's a different type of guy. I don't know. It's working.
It's working. Why question it?
Just enjoy it.
Yeah. I mean, I do think they hit a nice part of the schedule.
Oh, for sure.
Donnie Baseball at first. Everything started rolling again. And this bullpen is probably a gift from God for them of like, hey, even if you struggle for the first 5 or 6 innings, you have you got quad A basically rolling out there for you, coming in 7, 8, 9 for this Nationals team. And the saddest part of this whole thing is that reliever, Beater, got talking on Monday night about how much they love beating the Phillies. And
yep, that's
nothing's
a great
aged
point.
worse
I forgot
than
about that.
Like, I don't know if it's something in the clubhouse you take a nice glance at, and maybe they'll never admit that they do, but he's like, we love beating the Phillies. And Beater and just about everybody else in that bullpen has taken it ever since.
Yeah, Varland gave up 5 runs last night in 2 innings. And
not great.
In large part, they couldn't take him out after an inning because their bullpen had been taxed so much the previous games. We have Tom McCarthy coming up at 11 o'clock. He'll be live on Zoom as well. Let's hear. We got a voice memo on the Phillies. What do we got, Ray?
You got to say, though, all these comments in the post interviews, like Derek Hill says he's been up all night, he's late nights working with the hitting coaches and stuff. And then Bryce Harper says that the guy's got a journal and he's journaling stuff. Like, you got to love that. Like, you got to love a guy that – and you can't say anything about the hitting coach because clearly they're doing something right.
I was just thinking about that last night because Kevin Long – is usually one of the first guys you see when they come in for a home run. Does this mean he's a good hitting coach now? That's what I'm saying. When people wanted to fire Kevin Long, like, when guys don't hit, typically people get fired. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's the hitting coach. And if they would have fired Kevin Long, I would have said, what do you want him to do? They weren't hitting. But the Phillies value Kevin Long as one of the top hitting coaches in baseball. Does this mean now he's a good hitting coach? You know what I mean? The players. I mean, these guys are hitting.
They got to hit.
It's
their job to hit. He can give them everything that he could possibly give them. He can't stand up there and say, yes, the ball is landing right here. Swing at it. You can't put a tee up there, and all of a sudden he becomes a good hitting coach.
All right, we'll talk about the trade deadline coming up. Actually, from our buddy Brandon Lee Galton, BLG, who is an Eagles beat writer for Bleeding Green Nation. He really could do sports talk because he knows all the sports. He's a very good Phillies, very good Sixers. So he said he's pushing all the chips in for this team. After the win last night, he said, that's it. I'm pushing all the chips in. I disagree. We'll do a little trade deadline discussion coming up next. 610-632-0975. Tom McCarthy's coming up at 11 o'clock. Middays with Marks, 97.5.
Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. You think Bryce Harper would be in on a Yacht Rock Friday?
He strikes me as a Yacht Rock kind of guy.
Yeah, he would have a shirt. He'd play it up.
For sure. We'll see. We'll get him in studio for 4 hours to Yacht Rock Friday.
Well, I can't wait for Tom McCarthy coming up at 11 o'clock because he looks like he could pull off a Yacht Rock Friday.
I would imagine like an Apple TV night. He makes his way down to the shore. He's got the Hawaiian shirt going, sitting out on the porch, drinking a nice cold beer. Yacht Rock rolling.
Yeah, but when does Tom ever get time to... Well, I guess when all the national broadcasts are on.
Yeah, this is kind of like the best case for a guy like him. The team's so good that he sometimes gets a weekend off.
He had a weekend off last weekend.
He never has weekends off between football, college basketball, and the Phillies.
11 o'clock T-Mac. If he gets on Zoom before we come back from break, then just like ask him if he has a Yacht Rock request. He may totally not know what we're talking about.
No, that guy knows Yacht Rock.
So text him and say, hey, John, just don't even say me. Say, we want to know if you like Yacht Rock because it's a Yacht Rock Friday, and what do you request? We can lead back into the segment with it. It may look like a... See, I don't think he's a Christopher Cross guy. Seems more like a... maybe like a Michael McDonald Doobie Brothers guy.
Doobie Brothers.
Yeah, that's my guess. He likes Michael McDonald. All right, we'll check it out. So the trade deadline, we mentioned it before, and we have a ton of voice memos and other things. So we're going to roll pretty deep on the Phillies first half of the show at least. But so I saw this from BLG, and I should actually I should pull it up. Brandon Lee Gouton, Bleeding Green Nation, is not only is he like a big Phillies fan, but he's also like he knows his stuff. He really does. He's a good sports fan. And BLG had tweeted this out. It was after the win last night, and I would disagree. And he says that need the Phillies to be serious buyers ahead of the trade deadline. Time to push the chips in. I disagree. I'm not pushing chips in. Am I making moves? Of course. Am I interested in getting an outfield bat? Absolutely. Do I need a starting pitcher? Yeah, probably. I'm going to get a fifth starter. I'm not really giving up anything for the fifth starter. I'm not giving up one of my top prospects for a starting pitcher. Absolutely not. Am I willing to give up one of the top guys for a controllable, high-leverage reliever? Yeah, tell me the name and I'll consider it. Sure. It's not that I'm not willing to trade, because really with the Phillies, there's three top prospects and then there's kind of everybody else. There's Francisco Renteria, who's 17, and he's their top international prospect they just signed in January, and he's tearing the cover off the ball in the Dominican League. There's Gage Wood, who has not been as good recently, and then there's Aiden Miller, who hasn't played because of back surgery and a back injury. So you do have three top prospects, but they're your three top prospects. I don't know the value Aiden Miller has at this point because of the back stuff. I don't know if Gage Wood is considered a top prospect. He's a top 100 prospect, but how much value does he actually have? And I really don't want to trade them unless I'm getting something really great back in return. And if you're going to go out, and what BLG is saying is, here are my chips. I'm pushing these guys in, and I'm going out there, and I'm making moves. I'm not doing that. I don't need to do that. They need a bat. They need Bader. They need this year's version of Harrison Bader. They need a high-leverage, eighth-inning guy out of the bullpen. Honestly, if I'm choosing, the number one thing on my wish list is a reliever. I want an eighth-inning guy, but Duran's great. They have to get to Duran. What's the bridge to Lidge? What's the path to Duran? Well, it can't be what it is right now. Alvarado, can you trust him in the playoffs? I don't think I can. Keller, can you trust him in the playoffs? He's giving me no reason to believe what I saw this year that you can, and he's also injured. Bolin looks like he's pretty good. He's a seventh-inning guy. Kirkring, he's not an eighth-inning guy. So I'll trade a prospect. I don't know if I'm trading one of the top three guys, but if he's controllable and affordable, all right, maybe I'd consider it. I don't think the Phillies are going to do that. The Phillies are going to get a bullpen arm, an outfielder, and then they're going to get some fifth starter that will be gone after this season. They're not going to give up a lot for that. I don't need to put my chips all the way in. This is a good team. You need to improve on the margins. If there's an outfielder out there that's under contract past this year, that's a really good player, and it says, you know what? Instead of doing this in the offseason, we're going to do it now. We'll make a trade right now, and this is an offseason move for us. Dynamite. Go for it. I'm all for it. You want to trade your prospects for a guy that's an all-star level outfielder, it's a right-handed bat, it's going to play right field next year? Yep. Okay, I'll do it. Outside of that, I'm not overpaying for a guy that's just a guy, or maybe a little bit better of a guy.
Yeah. I also look at this as kind of the situation where we're in the Mexican restaurant and we've got the refillable chips going, and the waiter's coming by and saying, your bowl's empty. Would you like another bowl of chips? Like, I don't think there are chips here right now for me to say I'm pushing all my chips in.
Right.
Like, Gage Wood, nobody's trading for Aiden Miller right now because he's a 21-year-old that's got a back problem. You're trading him at low value. Like, he can be better. It can obviously get a lot worse. We're all sitting here worried about that right now. But pushing the chips into me, I have to get a new bowl of chips here to start really playing with that again. But the idea here of whether you're going in and make it something, the all-star outfielder, great. I don't know where that guy exists. I'm lusting for Buxton, but we all know what the deal is there. He's not waiving that no-trade clause. In the world where nobody wants to be loyal, this damn guy's going to be loyal to Minnesota. And it's driving me crazy. But I want the outfielder. I want the bat. I hear you with the high-leverage arm, but if I have a choice between the two, if I'm pushing chips, in this case, to go get something, I'm going to get the bat.
Well, again, like you had said, Buxton. I'll trade all three of those prospects for Buxton.
Yeah.
Or two of the three.
Why not?
Absolutely. The guy makes no money after this year, 2 more years. Make like $15 million a year. No money. But yeah, in baseball terms, no money.
He's become what he was supposed to be.
And guess what? That ain't going to be enough to get Buxton.
No, exactly.
Because Miller, like you said, the value isn't there. He had back surgery. And he's a prospect. He's a prospect for a reason. They're called prospects for a reason.
Right.
Gage Wood, he could be a 4th or a 3rd starter. Nice prospect. I like him.
Right.
You don't know what he develops into. He had an injury history. He's got more than three or 4 innings.
You know what Minnesota knows about? Trading for a right-hander from the Phillies system that ends up getting hurt.
Mick Abel's having elbow surgery. Not Tommy John, but he's having arthroscopic elbow surgery.
Never
already.
Something you want to hear.
No, it's not. I don't even think you would have enough to do a deal like that. So, and again, Ray, it depends on what player we're talking about. I just don't think there's a player out there that's going to get moved. Go for it, man. If you can find somebody that's like, wow, that's a really good player. Okay, trade everybody. I don't care. I just don't think that exists. So pushing the chips in, I get it. You're saying, like, I'm going all in. Going all in means that you're going all in, and it doesn't matter what's out there. You need to be smart about this. You can't just make a move for the sake of making a move to try to make your team better. They're going to make their team better. They're going to try at least. Didn't work 2 years ago with Hayes. It worked last year with Bader until he got hurt. But I need moves. I need a bullpen arm. I need an outfielder. But there's no all-in scenario for me. Absolutely not.
I just don't think you have the ability to. The idea of it to me is fine of going all in. I just don't what is all in for me.
So if the Chicago, is he an outfielder? The Chicago Japanese player, or is he a third baseman?
Murakami, third baseman.
He's a third baseman. What are you going to do with that?
Well, yeah, that's the other thing that we can bemoan for the next 6 weeks. Every single national insider who has decided they're just going to ignore the fact that Bryce Harper and the Phillies are very cool with Bryce Harper at first base, and we're going to hear about all these infielders that could end up being Phillies.
Yeah, Bryce Harper's not, and we actually talked about it last week. I'd love if Bryce Harper went out to right field. He's not inclined to do that, especially if it's going to be maybe if it's the rest of the year and they say you go right back to first base, maybe he would say, I'm going to see time in right field. He don't want to play right field. He's a first baseman.
Hasn't in half a decade.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time.
Yeah,
the last full season was, 2021 in right field?
I think we need to stop with the Bryce Harper to right field. In fact, I don't think we need to stop with the Bryce Harper in right field.
I'm begging everyone, please, don't tag me in the tweet that's got us getting some first baseman.
Is that something we should ask Tom, and then we can put it out on an Instagram reel, and we'll get 1 million responses? So Tom's with the team every day, and I can say they've talked about this many times. Bryce Harper's not moving the right field. Tom's saying it may have people open their eyes a little bit more. Stop, because John Heyman, that fool, he goes on and he says, Bryce Harper moves the right field. Oh, shut up.
Yeah, he is one of the Doobie Brothers. What a fool believes. He believes that's going to happen.
All right. Is Tom McCarthy a fan of Yacht Rock? Is he going to give us a song? He's live on Zoom coming up next. What a run McCarthy's had here the last couple days. He gets the weekend off, and then he gets the 3 days in a row of these home runs. What a lucky guy. T-Mac coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
History in D.C. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update, and it's brought to you by the McComb Group. Visit McCombGroup.com. The McComb Group supports contractors with one of the largest PVF inventories, from pipe, valve, and fittings to trusted brands. Count the McComb Group to help you stay on schedule. Visit McCombGroup.com today. The Phillies became the first Major League Baseball team to have 3 consecutive nights where they have go-ahead home runs in the 9th inning. They win again last night. Bryce Harper this time with the go-ahead homer.
Fly ball left field. That's hit well. Lyles going back toward the wall. Gone! Opposite field. 2-run home run. Bryce Harper, the 9th inning magic, strikes again.
And the man on the call there for NBC Sports Philadelphia, Tom McCarthy, will join us coming up next to talk about the Phillies. Won 3 consecutive games in D.C. They've got the Mets tonight at 7:10. Someone not making the trip with the Mets, Carlos Mendoza. They fired their manager earlier today. It's Flyers Draft Day. We got you covered tonight. Live from AC, Connor Thomas getting things going at 7:30. We'll also talk to Jason Martinez later in the show. This update brought to you by Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, July 3rd, Xfinity Mobile Arena. Undefeated South Philly fighter Johnny Cannoli Garbino fights former world champ Mike Richmond, plus 2 other world title fights. Tickets at BKFC.com. I'm Ray Dunn, your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
Middays with Marks. John Marks, Ray Dunn. And joining us right now, this guy's had quite a week. Had the weekend off, comes back, and he's just home run call after home run call after home run call in the ninth inning. His name is Tom McCarthy, the television voice for the Philadelphia Phillies, and he joins us now live on Zoom. What's up, T-Mac?
I was wondering why the Hawaiian shirts were going. I forgot it was Yacht Rock Friday until Ray asked me what my song would be.
And you went Christopher Cross, huh?
Well, it's more because of Dudley Moore and what the heck was that movie?
Arthur?
Called? Arthur, yeah, man. I always think of Christopher Cross when I think about Arthur and think about that movie.
That's a great one. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh man, you're funny. All right, so a couple things here. And Crucker said it twice last night. He said, I'm speechless. Have you ever had a stretch like this? I know they made Major League history, but it's like last night I had almost given up on the game. So it's 5-0. Last game of the series. They've already split the series. I start doing stuff around the house. Meanwhile, Marsh hits that home run, and then they climb back into it. And once it got 5-5, they're going to win this game. Is this the most unique stretch of Phillies baseball you've seen?
I think it is from a winning standpoint. I mean, they've had some games that I think they've been on the other side, even in Washington. But, yeah, this is, it goes back to the old adage that, baseball is such a, poetic game that you could have a random Tuesday night and something special can happen. And that's what this thing is all about. I thought when Marsh hit the 2-run home run, I was like, all right, we're going to win this game because their bullpen is so bad. I mean, it's epically bad. I mean, the year they won the World Series, their bullpen was bad the first half of the season. It was historically bad. This is worse. And at that point, I thought, all right, well, Cavalli's not going to get through he's not going to pitch the seventh inning. So they got to somehow get 9 outs. They're not going to be able to find 9 outs because nobody's available. So, yes, this is probably one of the more epic runs that we've had. And particularly with who's been contributing, too. It's not just, it was Harper last night, of course, but it's Derek Hill and it's, Brandon Marsh, obviously, and Bryson Stott, and it's everybody else. And Mundo Sosa. Mundo Sosa had 5 RBIs the other night and wasn't the player of the game.
Yeah, Bohm is turning it around, right? Like Bohm, who struggled so bad to start the season. He's been really good. And you mentioned Hill. That was a monster home run he hit last night. I mean, I know it was a meatball over the middle of the plate, but still, he didn't miss. And you talk about, you gave up a minor league player for him, and he's come in here. He's made major contributions very early on.
Well, and I don't know if it was because he had the pinch hit home runs coming in, because he had a couple before the Phillies acquired him. But now he's got 3 on the season, 4 in his career. But last night he had 3 at bats and he didn't even start the game. But that one yesterday was huge. And I thought the night before, the one he hit the opposite way to obviously give the Phillies eventually the win. He had a foul ball prior to that where I looked at John. I'm thinking, this has got a pretty good chance he's got a pretty good chance to get this guy here. He's a good dude. He's a gifted defender. He's never really hit in the big leagues, but if they can get something out of him and have his defense, it'll be pretty special. I thought the exuberance that he showed coming around the bases the other night on the eventual game winner, that to me, he played for the Marlins last year. The White Sox are pretty good this year. But I think he's feeling it now. Like he's feeling like, all right, this is going to be pretty special if I can contribute to this team.
Yeah, and it's a great point that you bring a new person into your clubhouse, and they're with each other all the time and every day, and there's so many games that are played. You're bringing a guy that people like and brings energy and some confidence to the clubhouse, and that's what you're seeing so far from him. And and I know they've been winning, and I know that they've been winning big in home runs and everything, but when you see the guys and the camera pans to the dugout, man, that seems like a team that is pulling in the right direction and guys that really like each other. And they're the teams that win, Tom.
Yeah, and I think, John, they lose Adolis Garcia, who obviously offensively did not do what they expected him to do. But, man, this dude was big in the clubhouse, Yeah. They embraced him. And I think – I'm not saying that Derek is exactly the same because he's still kind of feeling his way through. But, he's got a little different personality. Obviously, the toothpick that he's got in his mouth that he's – he doesn't want to chew seeds.
Is it a watermelon mint? What did I hear you guys say last night?
It's watermelon peppermint right now, but he's got an assortment of different flavors. People are going to start sending him toothpicks. John uses those multicolored pens on the air, and people send him a zillion multicolored pens. I mentioned the Kellogg's 3D baseball cards,
right?
Back about a month ago. I've got like stacks upon stacks of them now that people have sent me. So he's going to get a ton of them.
So clear something up here, because one of the big stories from last night wasn't just Bryce Harper's home run, but nationally a lot of people thought he was giving the crowd the finger, which So
I did not think that, but it's funny. We probably should have talked about that a little bit more, but the game, because they've had the tarps off crew there the last 4 nights,
right?
And they're in different spots, and you never want to accentuate like a curse. But like they were basically saying F Harper most of the night.
Yeah,
and you could hear it, obviously. But I saw it going around, and I knew it was his ring finger that he had sent up there. But he's heard it forever, man. He does rise to the occasion sometimes when he hears all that crap.
But he also, like, I know a lot of times he does the 3, because my reaction, he always does something when he rounds first base, but I just thought he did that. But he was doing instead of giving the middle finger, did he do the ring finger to signify the same thing?
I mean, that's what I saw. I mean, I didn't blow it all up, but that's what I saw when he was going around. I will say this. I thought he was doing it I was like, well, is he doing it to the tarps off guys, or is he doing it to the bullpen? I was like, I don't think he'd be doing it to the bullpen, because when they hit home runs, there's a lot of stuff going on in your head. So I'm looking at 8 million things while the ball is going out, and you're trying to sort of tell a different story. But, it was kind of funny.
Yeah, you're less worried. That's what we worry about the next day, is whether he was given the bloggers and everybody. We worry about that crap.
It's just not in his makeup to do something like that. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just not in his makeup to do that.
So, and we're talking to Tom McCarthy, who now the Phillies and the Mets, and the Mets just fired their manager. So now my first reaction is, you're going to get the dead cat bounce with the series this weekend. But before we talk about that, there are a lot of people. So now the Phillies, and it's amazing the streak that they're on and how they've turned the season around. But there's obvious holes on the team, and every team in Major League Baseball has holes, right?
Yeah.
Always need a reliever, always need depth. And I think most Phillies fans would agree you need an outfield bat, maybe a right-handed hitting outfield bat. I want a high-leverage reliever. I want an eighth-inning guy. But a lot of people will bring up Bryce Harper moving to the outfield, moving to right field. And Ray and I have tried to explain, I don't know how many times on the air, Bryce Harper doesn't want to play in the outfield. He wants to stay at first base. The Phillies aren't moving him to the outfield. Maybe in a very unique situation, they can move him out there a little bit for the right player. But being that you're with the team almost every day, Tom, is there a chance that Bryce Harper is moving to the outfield if the Phillies can acquire somebody at the trade deadline?
I will tell you, it is a minute chance that he moves out there. They do not want to move him from first base. They really don't. I mean, and he says all the right things. I don't really know if he wants to move out there, but I don't think they want to move him. I think they're comfortable with him playing first base. Now, could something happen? I guess, but I don't know if there's anybody out there that would justify him moving to the outfield. He could play there. There's no doubt. But I think that they're really comfortable with, if they're going to try to find somebody, is to find somebody to play the outfield and have him stay at first base. That's my opinion.
You mentioned, we talked a little bit earlier about Hill, and I just want to take it to the other side of the outfield right now, Marsh, and what this season's been for him.
Yeah.
To be around him every single day. I think it was the other night when he had 3 hits. I think after the third hit, it was another one of those moments where you would kind of turn to one another like, you don't even know what to say about this guy right now. It just seems like everything he's hitting is finding its way into the outfield. What's it been like to watch him every single day, and what don't we see about Marsh that's led to a season like this?
I do. Well, he's athletic as no get out. I don't know if that sort of transcends all the time on television, but he is really athletic. He's a large human being who's really athletic, and he works his tail off to get better. And I think that his adjustments last year, a lot of times, you have that spark, you have that good year, but then the season ends, and you're like, oh man, I got to get it back. And he's maintained it since last year and has actually elevated it. So I just think I think we're watching the bloom of somebody they took a chance on, quite frankly. And they needed an outfielder, they needed controllability when they made the trade. And he's evolved into what I think Mark Gubiza, who does the Angels games, when we acquired him, said, hey, I think this kid's got a chance to be really good. And it's turned out to be very true. I don't think he's tapped into his power totally yet. I think that you're going to see that more as he gets better. And I just want them to leave him in left field or right field and just don't put him in center. He's a gifted defender on the corner. I don't know why there's such a difference in it, but I just think that we might just be scratching the surface, kind of like Sanchez when the Phillies acquired Sanchez.
I have one more for you here. It's the play-by-play mind inside of me. I did summer collegiate ball, and they stuck us everywhere calling games. What is the configuration of where they have you in Nats Park? Because I was talking to someone on the beat that's complaining about the sight line for the Hill home run on Wednesday night of I can't see where the ball's going. What is the actual broadcast setup at Nats Park?
We're up above the stadium. Basically, we're in the upper deck. Now that was a unique call. So when there's home runs like that. That one out to right field, there's sort of a boundary in right center field where there's about a 2-foot boundary from the wall to where the seat is. It's the only place that they have that there. So the ball goes out there, and I'm looking at it, and I can see it slip over the fence. And then I look at the umpire, and he doesn't signal anything. So he goes down, and then as Hill's going around first base towards second, I finally see him, and I hesitated partly because I didn't know if there was something with the boundary. So he hesitated. Then he called it. He did the little twirl. And that's when I said, gone. I went back and listened to it, and I was like, man, that was a long pause in between it. But I was trying to get it right because usually with those boundary calls, if there's something, if they're not signaling it, that means there's either fan interference or something happened there.
I thought he caught it. I couldn't tell on TV. Tom?
Yeah, John actually said that too. He thought he caught it. It was sort of the way he went up because he's so big. There was a moment where I thought that he had caught it, but then I'm like, nah, it was too high. There's so many things that get involved in that. Somebody sent me sent me an email yesterday asking why there was such a pause, and I tried to explain it that it was more that I was looking at the mechanics of how it was going. It wasn't anything else. They said, do you need to get your eyes checked? I'm like, my eyes? I mean, I have reading glasses, but my vision is 20/10. But then when I went back and listened to it, I was like, well, that was a long pause.
Yeah, you got to get it right.
No, but Tom, listen, people give you crap on social media. I see it. People give me crap on social media as well. And I was just like, shut up. I know that it was a long pause. But even you went back and listened to it and thought it was a long pause.
Yeah. I go back all the time and listen to it. I went back and listened to, when I got home last night, I listened to the Harper one too because I wanted to see what he did when he went around the bases because I was looking at other things at that time.
Right.
I don't really. I go on social media. I don't really dive into it as much as I used to. I'm sure that people were talking about it and discussing it, but you got to get it right. I mean, I don't know. It was more important to get it right than anything else.
Yeah, and Tom, one more thing on that Harper home run. That wasn't a crap pitch. Now it was up a little bit, but that was a change up outside corner. And if Bryce is pull happy.
No doubt.
He rolls it over, but he went with it.
No doubt.
And when he's feeling it like this, when he sees the ball like this, look out. And that's how he's been playing the last week.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it's he's got this really smooth swing right now. I mean, he gets into spurts. I will say, people will say, hey, he's hitting the bad luck. There have been some balls he's smoked that have gone right at fielders. I mean, again, it's all part of the game itself. That one is a quintessential Harper. Okay, it's like when Ryan Howard used to be good. It's like the quintessential. Okay, that's where it is. That's where his swing is. It's at the top of the level. And it was. I tell you, he likes moments. Sometimes he doesn't come through, but many times he does, and he certainly did there.
He sure did. Tom, explain, because you're with the team every day, like I said before. Explain to fans out there that, because we know we saw with Joe Girardi, bringing in a new voice kind of kicks the guys in the butt, and that's what everybody said this year after Thompson got let go, it was more or less they were waiting for something to happen, and it kicked them in the butt. But outside of that, what's Don Mattingly like as a manager in the clubhouse with the team? Why have the Phillies been so effective since he's taken over?
Well, I think that they really did wake up. I mean, this is the way they were supposed to be playing. And we've talked about this. There was nobody better than Rob Thompson. He was one of my favorite people I've ever been around in Major League Baseball, and he still is. I mean, he and I were exchanging Father's Day texts the other day, and he still watches every game. He sort of soaks in every game. They're very similar on a lot of levels. There's a few more meetings that are shorter meetings, but there are a few more meetings under Don Mattingly where he's trying to, give them a little bit of an idea of what the trends are. He's great to deal with from our standpoint. I mean, he's very open. He's very honest. And I just think that he does have a presence about him. I mean, he's going to be in the Hall of Fame at some point as a player. I think that there is some cachet to that. There's not many managers that have that cachet. He's pretty mellow, but he's competitive. And they're cut from the same Joe Torre cloth, quite frankly.
Right.
But he's been good. But I just think that they were like, we're 9-19. We got to get this thing going.
And it woke him up. All right. He did it again, Ray. Tom McCarthy, are you working this weekend? You had last weekend off. This is great for you, right?
Yeah, we're working this weekend. I got to drive my son. I'm driving with my son up because he's got, he's doing the Mets game, so he's got to get up there early for a Mendoza press conference. So.
Oh yeah, Mendoza, let's go today. All right. So what do you do when you? What do you do when you have? Did you actually take the weekend off, or did you just go work somewhere else?
No, last weekend.
Yeah.
Last weekend, I was off. We're not national TV. I did not find a WNBA game or anything like that, or a croquet match or a bowling event or anything like that. I just kind of kicked back and, went to the beach for a day. I had to get, do some stuff down there, and then, just hung out here at the house.
Good for you. Well, I hope you enjoyed your weekend off. You're not going to get it this weekend. Give me a little Michael McDonald on the way out for T-Mac.
Oh, Michael McDonald's a good choice. That's a good choice.
Listen to that. If you were singing karaoke right now, Tom, where would you go?
It probably would still go Garth Brooks, My Friends in Low Places. That's not yacht rock.
No, it wouldn't have to be yacht rock.
Or
right.
Billy Currington. People are crazy because God knows they are.
Tom, thank you. Always appreciate a few minutes.
All right, boys. Have a good weekend.
All right, there he is, Tom McCarthy. Garth Brooks. Ray went Billy Joel piano, man.
I feel like he's got the voice to hit it, too. Like, I could imagine
the
Tom
high
McCarthy. No, Friends at Low Places?
Yeah, no, it fits his voice for sure.
Yeah, I think it fits his voice. I think he can nail that. Where can we get Tom McCarthy to do karaoke?
So next time he comes on, we're going to make him sing it. He'll do it.
He will.
I know he will.
He's great.
He's awesome. All right, team. I always appreciate him coming on. I like to ask too much because he's always so generous with his time when he comes on. But like the Mattingly answer is interesting because normally when you get rid of a manager, you're bringing in somebody that's contrasting the current manager. So with Joe Girardi, who was wound very tight, Rob Thompson was the exact opposite of that, very laid back and considered more of a player's manager. Isn't Don Mattingly essentially the same kind of personality as Rob Thompson? The players loved Rob. T-Mac talked about it. Everybody loved Rob, real gentleman.
Yeah.
So it's not like that you got somebody, Larry Bowden didn't come in and start kicking people in the ass.
No.
You kind of got just Don Mattingly took over, but there was that, hey, we got to get this going now.
Which is the funny part of the discourse of the last couple of years about Rob Thompson. Because the people that hated Rob Thompson wanted to replace Rob Thompson's personality. I don't know if any of you stick around on Postgame Live long enough to watch the Don Mattingly presser. It's not exactly riveting television.
No, it's more boring.
Yeah.
After their first win, they said, what'd you say to the guys after the game? And he was like,
congrats.
No, like he said nothing. It was just like another game. He didn't give some rah-rah speech. He's a ball player, man.
Oh, yeah.
Not interested in that. All right, I see Anthony and Mansell wants to talk about the Flyers draft. How about that? So we'll have Martinez on later on in the show. But Connor, you told me this earlier. Connor just sent me a text message. Connor's doing the coverage of the draft down there tonight. He's at the Hard Rock in Atlantic City. How about this? So he is, what time does he start, 6?
7:30 tonight.
So he's on at 7:30. So Keith Jones is going to join us. These are live in person. Keith Jones is going to be there. Dan Hilferty, Porter Martone, Rick Tocchet. Is this Mark Recchi there or on the phone? Mark Recchi. Jim Jackson, the first overall pick, whoever that is. Coatsy, Tim Saunders, the Fridge, Todd Fedoruk. Are you kidding me? 7:30 to 11 tonight. Connor killing it. Rick Tocchet in person. Oh, man. Wish I could do that. Talk about a presence. Tockett's got a presence about him for sure.
Yeah, they have a party tonight for Connor. And
Yeah.
also, it's Connor and AC. Lord knows what's going to happen after that broadcast.
But why aren't you down there with him?
I got a broadcast tomorrow from a different casino.
Oh, okay, that's why.
Trust me, I'm sure that conversation was had.
All right, Anthony, I got 60 seconds for you on the Flyers draft. Anthony and Mantua. Go ahead, Ant.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, buddy, how are you?
Good, good. I'm actually quite excited for tonight's draft, and I was actually pretty excited this past season for the Flyers, like considering everything that happened with them making the playoffs and all, and going as far as the semifinals. And I was kind of hoping they at least got 2 wins out of that Hurricane series, but they'll be there. You know, like the way I see it, they just got to continue to get younger and talented. The way I see it.
Yeah, they need to. You're right. They need to add. I think the takeaway, even for a Zamboner like me that just started watching towards the end of the year in the playoffs, the talent was noticeably different when they played Carolina against Pittsburgh. Like, yeah, like you were more athletic and you won the series. But if we're talking about taking that next step and maybe winning the second round, or depending on what the matchup looks like, winning that first round, they got to get more talented. Younger players will get more talented, but I still believe they need to get their best player. But I also like the way the Flyers are operating. They're not reaching to try to make sure they're getting that next player. They're going to be patient to get the right player. And it may not be this offseason.
Just got to keep calling up the young guns. Anyway, speaking of which, with the draft and all, I feel like if they decide to keep number 21, they'll probably draft like the best forward available or defenseman, or if they're going to take a centerman, I think they should try and trade up, you know? The earlier the better. It's just the question is, like, who'd be willing to, like, trade back, you know?
Well, Anthony, they may, and Martinez is going to join us, I think, around 1. He's going to be driving down to Atlantic City for the draft. So he's going to join us, and Ray actually has his mock draft. Ray only does a 1.0 NHL mock draft. He doesn't mess around with all the other stuff. He does one, and that's it. So Ray's got the mock draft, and we'll talk to Martinez about what he thinks they're going to do tonight. And, you know, because I love the best player available, or you go for need. Well, you go for need at the best player available. That's what I would do.
Oh, I'm drafted strictly for need here, all right? These boys, we need to see some more goals.
All right, coming up, more Philly stuff. We have text, we have memos. Also, Brendan Petrilli was at Jason Kelsey's Beer Bowl. He's not only there, he was in it. He was one of 16 teams fighting for $50,000. Did he win it? He didn't. But he's going to give us the insight of all of it coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic. All right, man, listen. I know the good guys, Team USA, did not win last night, but it didn't matter. The game didn't matter. So here's what I'm saying. They've advanced to the next round, and there's no better place to watch all the games or bet all the games than with BetParx at Parx Casino, the BetParx Sportsbook, or on the BetParx app. And we're not just talking about the big soccer tournament. We're talking about everything. Philadelphia baseball, back at it. Imagine if you had the Phillies money line last night. You'd pretty much torn up your ticket and thrown it in the trash. Not so fast, my friend. So you have the soccer. You have everything that's going on with your teams. But also you have the online casino. And I'm talking about table games, hot online slots, and a lot more. Everything you need. It's like having Parx Casino right in your hand all summer long on your phone. So make your downtime fun time on the BetParx online casino and sportsbook app. You must be 21 and in PA, New Jersey, Maryland, or Michigan. Details at betparx.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
History in D.C. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. The Phillies, another come-from-behind win last night. They win at 10-5 over the Nationals, and for the third consecutive night, a go-ahead home run in the ninth inning for the Phillies to get that victory. Last night, it was Bryce Harper.
Fly ball, left field, that's hit well. Lyles going back toward the wall. Gone! Opposite field, 2-run home run. Bryce Harper, the ninth inning magic, strikes again.
Man on the call for NBC Sports Philadelphia, Tom McCarthy just joined us. You'll be able to listen back to that interview on our website, the Fanatic app, or watch it on our YouTube channel. Tonight, the Phillies and Mets at 7:10. Mets just fired the manager, Carlos Mendoza. Flyers draft day is today. The first round of the NHL draft tonight. The Flyers making a selection. We'll have all the coverage for you for Connor Thomas down in Atlantic City. Also, U.S. men's national team last night, final game of group play, dropping the game 3-2 to Turkey. They still move on. They won the group anyways. This update's brought to you by Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, July 3rd, Xfinity Mobile Arena, undefeated South Philly fighter Johnny Cannoli Garbarino fights former world champ Mike Richmond, plus 2 other world title fights. Tickets at bkfc.com. I'm Ray Dunn, your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
listen to Yacht Rock Friday. Every week. And actually, the first week we said we're going to do Yacht Rock, or we did it, it was it like March, Ray?
Yeah, I think it was dreary.
But we had done the Yacht Rock music the previous week, and we're like, we're going to do Yacht Rock Friday. So we didn't come in the following Friday dressed in Yacht Rock gear like we did today.
No.
But our next guest did, and he was the only person that came in wearing the Yacht Rock stuff, and he was pissed that we didn't do it. He's like, what? He's like, we're doing Yacht Rock Friday. I'm like, oh, well, we don't wear the clothes until it gets warm out. Brendan Petrilli, who was our promotions coordinator, and he was yesterday with Jason Kelsey at the big beer bowl, and he's wearing his Yacht Rock stuff. Go figure.
Yeah, we got to rock the Yacht Rock all the time. I mean, that's pretty much 90% of my wardrobe to begin with. So once you guys said that, I was just like, oh, yeah, I'm in. Like, why not?
He has an abundance of, you know what? So do I, though. I haven't worn this one before, right? You like it?
I like it. I'm a fan.
Yeah, that's a better one.
So I've been married almost 12 years. On my honeymoon in Aruba, I bought this.
Okay.
I bought one for my dad and one for me. So this is a 12-year-old shirt.
Yeah, it's good quality shirt.
I can't tell you the last time I wore it. It is good quality. It's not like my other ones that I have that aren't as good a quality.
Yeah, of course.
But anyway, Brendan Petrilli yesterday in Sea Isle City. Jason Kelsey has his event that he does for the Eagles Autism Foundation, and he raises a ton of money, and Jason's a great dude, and it's a great event. So he has the beer bowl, and the beer bowl is essentially a competition of nonsense that they come up with on his podcast, right?
Yep. Yeah. I mean, there was 4 games to start off beer bowl. We took the boats over. You know, we gave you guys a sneak peek of that yesterday.
You joined us yesterday live from the boat.
On the YouTube. We got off the boat. We got the people going, and then we got right into some of the games. The first game we did was you chug a beer, and then you do a little bootleg action.
So slow down. For people that didn't hear yesterday, 16 teams. You were selected as one of 16. How did you – because it's a $50,000 first prize. So you would think that people would be very interested in doing this. Jason Kelsey is – if it's not the most popular podcast, it's right there. How did you become one of the exclusive 16?
Yeah, No Shirt Dom and I, we teamed up, or we didn't team up. We were competitors at it was the Friday game, Black Friday game.
The Bears game.
The Bears game. The Kelseys, they were looking for people to do belly bucking, something that they came up and they were talking about on the podcast. And they reached out to my cousin Sean, and he was just like, yeah, I got a couple guys. So we just showed up. We belly bucked with Jason out in front of the stadium, and I know. I guess they like us, so they invited us back. We submitted some videos to try to use that angle of once competitors against each other. We're now partners, and we wanted to bring it to Beer Bowl, and we were lucky enough to be one of the 16 to get picked, and it was a great time.
So you had the relationship. It made sense for you to slide down here doing this. So the competition starts. There's 16 teams vying for $50,000. The first event was what?
First event, so they had like 4 stages out there, so you kind of rotated through. The first one we did was a bootleg chug. So you chugged the beer, then you came around, a little play action pass, threw on the run, and you had to hit one of the 3 targets on the net, about 20 yards away.
Okay, and how did you guys do in that?
We did well. Dom got us a 10. For me, the football wasn't
slippery.
It was a little slippery, and I might have missed the target, and I was not proud of that out the gate.
So how do they judge it based on – so do they award points depending on where you finish in each contest, or does somebody win the contest? How does it work?
Yeah, so they were doing a tier system. So it's like we had, 10 total points. There was a lot of people tied with 10. So, everybody was, 5 points for that.
Okay.
If you were, the top 3, you got 3. Or,
More points.
More points.
Right.
And then after that, we made our way over to the keg toss, where you and your partner had to, get together – swing the keg and try to throw it as far as you could.
So I saw Bo Allen throw one. I saw Kelsey throw one. They had it on Instagram. Yep. So we knew what you were doing in real time. It's an empty keg, right?
Yeah, empty keg.
All right, empty keg. And does it matter how you throw it? Because I saw, did Bo Allen do it backwards?
Yeah, he went backwards over the head. I think that might have been the strat. It's just his throw that I got, it was too high. He had too much arc
Too much air under it?
So, I think Connor Barwin did one later, where he just kind of line drived it over his head and it almost went into the river.
Did anybody try a discus? Because I'm thinking back to track and field. You have the shot put. You're not going to do the javelin, but a discus where you swing your body around and you fling it.
No,
what did you do?
Dom and I, we partnered together. We both had a side, and we kind of 1, 2, 3, and kind of drive it that way. We ended up finishing 4th in the keg toss,
okay,
the farthest distance. So Yeah, did pretty well on that one.
The first 2 events you guys have done pretty well, but you need to win an event if you're really good at this point to really win it, right?
Yeah, or just not
finish at the bottom.
Finish at the bottom of the other 2.
All right, so the third event was what?
Third event, they had a gigantic pit that they made there and filled it with Utz's cheese balls.
It was a sponsored event, right?
Sponsored event, yeah. So
how many cheese balls were in the pit?
I don't know.
We saw 1 million.
Millions of cheese balls. I mean, and they ended up all over my body afterwards too, which was it was gross.
So what were you looking for in the pit?
They had like the orange ping pong balls in there. So like they were all scattered all over. They would after a team would go, they'd load them back in. They'd rake it so like they would kind of get hidden a little bit. But you see them all around the tops.
Were these all male competitors? Did they have some ladies that were involved?
There was a good group, a few groups of ladies too, for sure. Yeah, it was probably pretty even. I'd say split.
Okay. Where did you finish in the cheese ball?
Cheese ball, we had a bad showing. So Dom and I both broke our glasses, hence why I'm wearing my sunglasses right now indoors.
You broke your actual glasses?
I broke my actual glasses, yes. They fell off my face while I was in the pit because I almost took the wall out. I went to take a step, and the wall kind of gave, and they're trying to hold the wall up together, and my glasses fell. And, for the camera, I'm kind of like, Jason, catch. And he didn't catch them. They went over his head. Bo Allen stepped on them. And,
no!
And yeah, those glasses they're toast.
So they're prescription sunglasses you're wearing. You don't consider yourself a big star, and that's why he's wearing them.
That's very important. So we probably should have led with that.
I didn't know that. I thought he was a big star.
There are some DB allegations going on right now in the YouTube chat about you.
That's fine.
I did know he broke his glasses.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that because you drove up this morning from Seattle.
Yeah.
He woke up at 5:30 this morning and drove up.
Oh, I mean, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, you enjoy yourself. He's hurting. He's not as bad as you after Jamaica, but he's hurting.
There's some guys dragging is what you're telling me?
There's some guys dragging today.
All right, so after the round of the cheese balls, you already figure there's only one more event. There's 4 events total.
Yeah.
So you guys are in rough shape.
Yeah, we were like, we knew going into the cheese balls we needed a good performance there. We would have comfortably been in the top for moving on. But, we had a low number, and it was kind of like, damn. Going into the obstacle course out in the water, we're like, oh, man, this is going to be.
So the 4th event's the obstacle course on the water. What does that entail?
So, yeah, it was just like the big inflatable, you kind of, like the water parks that they have on, like, lakes and things like that. So you're kind of, you chug your beer to start. I went first for us. And then you chug your beer, you hop over one thing, and then it's like a circular thing in the middle that you kind of try to run across on, I don't know, what are they called? Like balance beam type things, skinny little platforms that you kind of run across.
That doesn't seem like a strength for you and no shirt Dom.
No, especially 2 guys over 3 bills on water. These are air inflated that give when you take a step.
God, yeah,
it was. I was just trying not to pull my hammy again or tear an ACL. Like it was a rough showing. It was real rough. My butt crack may have came out while I'm struggling, floundering. Kelsey's talking about it. I'm like, oh man! But I finished the obstacle course. So that was the one goal I had. But we ended up coming in the bottom for the obstacle course. And
so all said and done, you finished in what place?
I think they took the top 6, moved on. We were 7th, I believe.
Oh, you just missed.
We just missed. So they bring everybody inside. They're calculating the numbers. We're all kind of standing around. They're going, all right, we're going to go from, bottom to the top. And, all right, this team's out. This team's out. This team's out. I'm just like, we might have a shot. Like, maybe we snuck our way in. This team's out. This team's out. And then Jason stops. He goes, and the last team, sadly, my boys, my good buddies that I've belly bucked with, they absolutely performed today for all the people. But the no-shirt gang is sadly out of the competition, and everybody was upset. We were the people's champs.
Dan Orlovsky was there partying as well. Brendan Petrilli became good friends with Orlovsky.
Yeah, Dan and I had a good conversation for sure.
There you go.
How do you feel about the quarterback?
Hey, he's back in on him. He's back in on Jalen.
Until next week.
Yeah.
Did we give him a card?
Ray, I wanted to, but I'm in a bathing suit, shirtless, drunk, in a yacht club. I didn't have my wallet on me at the time to give him a card.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
We'll see him again.
Yeah.
How many beers do we think were consumed?
Over.
Over.
Yeah,
Just
over.
Whatever the number is.
Yeah, over.
A case?
Oh, easy.
We were going early. I was worried for you. I'll be honest with you. You know, it takes a lot for me to get worried about someone when it comes to this. But when you're like, yeah, I've had 6 or 7, and you're on the boat going to the competition.
He's alive.
I mean, he's alive.
We threw waters in there for sure.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, we threw
everything's fine.
And sunscreen?
Sunscreen, I did put it on, Ray. I made sure I reapplied. I even had Kylie. She helped me out with some spray. You know, she saw
Kylie Kelsey.
Yeah, Kylie. She saw me putting some
He
on.
just calls her Kylie now. That's how tight they got.
Yeah, you know, and she sprayed some on my back for me. It was very nice of her. She was looking out for me. So I was trying to reapply.
Because I had texted him last night and said that Mike Schmidt would be disappointed that it's like you, and he said no.
Hey, Ray.
If you're going to be in the sun for 8 hours, you're going to get burnt.
Yeah, you need to reapply.
It was actually you had a big chain around your neck, so
I
there's
had
a big chain line.
Yeah, for all those people on the YouTube, if you really want to see it. But yeah, I have the tan line of the chain coming down my neck, and then it's just the medallion, like right in the middle. It's tough.
All right, well listen, you've done it. Hell of a job by you there, BP.
We did it. Thank you, fellas. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
All right, there he is. Now you have to work, right?
Yeah.
Or it is a Friday, and it's a Yacht Rock Friday, so I don't know how much work's getting done there.
How many people are even over there? You go sit at your desk.
Oh, you know, Ray, we got to get your broadcast ready for tomorrow. We got an NHL broadcast. I got Brent Porsche down at Ocean Casino.
Oh, you got a lot going on.
It never stops. It never stops.
All right, there he is, Brendan Petrilli, everybody. 7th place at the Beer Bowl. Listen, next year, maybe you bring you don't have another 300-pound guy to help you out with the obstacle course. Maybe you just lean into it, man. I think you lean into it. Hell of a job by BP there. Great job. That was a lot of fun. And by the way, the co-founder of Club Hertz. So follow Club Hertz on Instagram at Club Hertz. The wedding dance. What do you think of the new wedding dance that you saw? Oh yeah. All right, he's in. There we go. All right, there he is, Brendan Petrilli.
It's good to see him. I missed him.
Yeah.
I haven't got a chance to see him.
You haven't seen him since you got back?
I don't think so.
No?
Did I see him Wednesday?
You may. He said he saw you and you look like crap. So you don't even remember.
Yeah, no, Wednesday's a blur.
Yeah.
Honestly, everything started coming back to me when the Phillies started coming back Wednesday night. That was about when I returned to life.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's what before that, you're kind of a little bit of a blackout here and there.
Yeah, a little bit of a daze.
All right, Ray. Let's play. I don't even know what the name of the game is, but it involves Ray. So, Ray, much has been made about this Nationals bullpen being one of the worst ever. The Phillies bullpen of 2020 is significantly worse than this bullpen. The Nationals don't even have the worst bullpen in baseball somehow. What do you think? What do you think the Nationals bullpen ERA is?
Let's go with a 5er.
5.04, which is only the Athletics and the Twins have a worse bullpen. Maybe they should have kept her on. All right, so the Phillies of 2020, though, have the second worst bullpen in the history of baseball. Now, it was only a 60-game shortened season, so would they have done that the entire season? Probably not. But it was 7.06. The overall bullpen ERA in 2020 is 7.06. How many of these relievers can Ray name?
All right.
So don't start doing it yet. I'm going to look. I'm going to go with 7.
7.
That you can name. All right, 2020 relievers. I have their ERA and their innings pitched.
Okay. Hector the Protector was still here, correct?
Correct. 4.57 ERA.
Sounds good. I want to get myself a ding because I don't know how many he's going to get. At the deadline, they made the deal. Heath Hembry comes in.
Along with?
David Hale. Is he a part of that team?
Correct.
So both of them.
There's another player that was acquired at the deadline that sucked.
Brandon Workman.
And he sucked.
Workman.
It's a terrible deal.
Yeah, so Workman, Hale, Hembry.
That's 4.
Yeah, that's 4. Hector the Protector was here. Oh, man, I'm only going. Let me see.
Later became a very good starting pitcher for the Phillies.
Ranger.
Correct.
Yeah, Ranger was part of that.
His ERA in 4 innings pitched was 20.25.
Yikes.
4 innings.
Yeah, still. They needed every inning they could get out of that bullpen in that 60-game season.
All right, you're 5.
Lefties that were on that team that would have been in that bullpen.
One lefty was also a starter that they later traded to an American League team.
This is not that guy, but was Jojo Romero part of that bullpen?
He certainly was. 6.
He ended up getting traded. Trying to get the cobwebs out of 2020.
That's all right. This is tough.
Yeah, no, it's difficult.
You have a veteran right-hander that I think was pretty good after he left here too.
Pretty good after he left here.
But he wasn't great here.
No, yeah. This is a shame. You had me at 7. I got 6. I just want to get to that 7th. Let's J.C. Ramirez. No, that's he's too early. Never mind.
Correct.
Oh, he was in there?
No, you're correct. You're wrong.
Yeah, I was gonna say. The guy that took the ball off the off his the line drive coming back at him. Yeah.
I don't remember that.
He took it at Dunedin in 2021. It's not JC. God,
so we have a pitcher that became a starter and has had success elsewhere. Really, really good stuff. 10-cent head. I believe he was traded for Papelbon.
He was traded for Pivetta.
Nick Pivetta out of the bullpen.
Yeah, Penvetta. I remember that time. Yeah, good old Penvetta.
All right, that gives you 7.
Yeah, he became.
You got to 7. How about that Blake Parker? Who I don't remember at all. 16 innings pitched. He had a good year, right? 2.81. Connor Brogdon. Ramon Rosso. David Phelps. Not Michael Phelps.
No, certainly not.
Diolis Guerrera. Jose Alvarez.
Jose Alvarez. That's the one that took it to the. Yeah.
Reggie McClain. Cole Irvin was the lefty that I was talking about.
How'd I forget the best Cole?
Trevor Kelly, Marcio Livera, and Garrett Clevenger.
Wow. Oh, Garrett Clevenger. Actually turned himself into something nice. Wow.
Yeah, he did. There you go. The second worst bullpen in Major League Baseball history.
It's kind of impressive there's something worse.
It's two full runs worse than this Nationals bullpen.
Yeah.
Which is historically bad.
Correct. And they've done it now for 81 games, 80 games, whatever that is.
81 games. So, they may not be at the halfway point.
But we're
right
at the halfway point right now.
Right there. Yep. There you go. Can they continue it for the rest of the year? That Phillies teams would have had to have gotten a little bit better. The problem is the trades they made to try to improve the bullpen. Brandon Workman sucked.
Yes.
It was a when the Phillies back in the Ed Wade days, the one year they got Dennis Cook and that idiot with the shark tooth necklace that sucked. Used to throw the rosin on the ground. Why am I blanking on his name? Right-hander. But they both sucked. They came over here and they sucked. I hate Turk Wendell. That's what it is. They sucked. And that's what it was with. I don't think Hembry was as bad. Oh, no, he was worse, actually, than Workman.
Yeah, Hembry will stick in my head for a long time for being bad.
Because Workman, they were talking about being a closer.
Yeah.
He was having a really good season with Boston.
Was that the deal Pivetta got dealt in? Does he go to Boston in that deal for those 3?
Might have. All right, let me see.
So this is a real feel fact on my part.
I know everybody out there just,
dying
to hear about Workman. Yeah.
Imagine if they had just a run less on the ERA, what it could have been that year.
Nick Pivetta, Connor Seabold.
Oh, no, I can't
Hembry and Workman came in the same trade. I was right.
They gave up Seabold.
So that was Contact. So Contact said, hey, I'll solve the bullpen issues that I plagued this team with. I'll get multiple relievers in one trade.
I remember people were upset about Seabold.
Yeah, he didn't do anything, right?
Yeah, he's been in the bigs this year.
Okay.
He's 20 appearances this year. He's got a 5.01 ERA. He's got a career 7.33.
Nick Pavetta's turned into a really good starter. I don't know. Earlier in the season, he was still doing well. He had a great year with San Diego last year. 4.5 ERA. He must be injured because he hasn't pitched a lot of innings. Anyway, there you go. Phil's win last night. Do we have some voice memos here, Ray, and some other stuff? Big Phillies conversation to start the show. We had Tom McCarthy on. The Phils just keep winning, making history. Here is a voice memo on the Davis Honda text line. What we got?
What's up, boys? Wayne from Kissimmee. Hell of a comeback again for the Fighting Phils. As far as I'm concerned, I can give a damn less about what Bryce Harper does. Let him be him. You know what I mean? He's been pandering to the Philly fans for years, and maybe it's finally starting to rub off on him. He's starting to have a Philly state of mind a little bit. How about that Derek Hill, though? Who would have thought that guy would have saved our asses 2 nights in a row? Maybe Dombrowski might know what the hell he's doing after all.
Yeah, you gave up. I didn't even know the prospect that you gave up for it. And I follow the Phillies minor leagues thoroughly. So I barely even heard of that guy. If he does nothing else the rest of the season, it's already paid off. And Tom McCarthy talked about this. He brings some energy and attitude to the clubhouse. And it's right. When you look at him when he's going around the bases, there were big home runs. That's a big spot for him. This is a guy that kind of toiled as a major leaguer. He's never had 500 at-bats. He's more or less a part-time player when he's played. Hasn't had a ton of success. Man, he comes to a new team, a playoff team with Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber and Zach Wheeler and Chris Sanchez, and he's smashing home runs in the ninth inning. Was it consecutive games or 2 or 3?
2, 3.
It wasn't the night before. It was the previous night that he did it.
No, it was yesterday. Yeah, it's back-to-back nights.
The back-to-back nights.
Yeah.
He hits a ninth inning home run. It's unbelievable.
Unreal. Good for him.
Been a lot of fun.
Also could play defense. That was another thing from McCarthy said. Like the fact that he actually has played about as much right field this season before he got to the Phillies as Marsh has played right field in his career, important. The fact that he could play center field, important. So that's a nice added bonus. And he hits lefties, which this team doesn't do.
Nope.
Traditionally.
And was that a lefty last night? Or was that just a
Just smoking the ball.
Yeah, he's just smoking. Yeah, I mean he left it hanging. So it really has been a lot of fun. A lot of discussion on what Bryce Harper did when he's rounded first base. Seemed like he gave the ring finger instead of the middle finger because he didn't want to give the middle finger, but he gave the ring finger. It's very interesting. But like now you can start to see the construction of this team, and it's working right now. It's early. These are against teams that are inferior to the Phillies. Ultimately, in 2 months, we're going to have a lot better feel for where this team is. But you know what? They just turned the whole season around. They really, really did. We're halfway. They're 4 games out of first place. What was the worst record they had? 9-19. Is that where Thompson was? They'd lost 10 straight games at one point. And it's still early conversation had ended. Like, no, you can't do the still early conversation. It was still early, Ray.
It was still early. Of course it was early. We all knew it was early. Nobody was saying, was this a good team or not? Of course. Nobody had those questions. We all were reacting perfectly fine to it being 9-19.
Yep, and we also wanted to throw this out there as Uncle Jamie points out. Are we so sure that the Phillies won the trade with the Rays in trading and getting Chris Sanchez for Curtis Mead? Because if you look at it, Curtis Mead hit a home run off of Sanchez last night. Maybe the Phillies should have hung on to Mead because they really need outfield bats. Is it interesting?
610.
Yeah, I know. 2155. No, 610. No, we don't do those type of things. Is Bryce Harper still selfish? Is he? No, not selfish. Good player. I don't know.
I guess we only find out if he becomes elite or he continues to be good.
Well, last Friday I was yelling about him needing to show that he's elite, and he fought and he started. Like the season, first half of the season, after being mad that he said he's not elite, he's shown to be elite in the last week. Look what he's done in this past week. Unbelievable.
Unreal.
It's a great season. All right, coming up, News at Noon, featuring 2027 summer plans, my second citizenship, and the exciting Mike's talk about A.J. Brown. That's coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Phillies come back again. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. The Phillies just continue to find ways to win baseball games. 3 straight wins down in D.C., the first Major League Baseball team ever to have 3 consecutive go-ahead ninth-inning home runs in the 3 straight games. Last night, it was Bryce Harper.
Fly ball left field. That's hit well. Lyles going back toward the wall. Gone! Opposite field. 2-run home run. Bryce Harper, the 9th inning magic, strikes again.
Tom McCarthy on the call for that moment from NBC Sports Philadelphia. Also joined us at 11 o'clock earlier today. Phillies Mets tonight, 7-10 start for that one. Mets fired the manager earlier today. Tonight, the Flyers get going the first round of the NFL draft. Connor Thomas has you covered from AC starting at 7:30. Plenty of Flyers guests live right here on The Fanatic. And the U.S. men's national team lost 3-2 to Turkey last night. Still won their group in a game pretty much last night that was meaningless. This update's brought to you by the McComb Group. Visit McCombGroup.com. McComb Group supports contracts, one of the largest PVF inventories of pipe, valve, and fittings. To trusted brands, count the McComb Group to help you stay on schedule. Visit McCombGroup.com today. I'm Ray Down on your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 for The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
Smooth Marks. No brace. Ray Dunn. John Marks, Ray Dunn. Happy Yacht Rock Friday to everybody out there. Jason Martinez is going to join us. I guess I don't know if I told him the time. Like around 1 o'clock. He's headed down to maybe the segment before that. He's headed down to Atlantic City as we have the Flyers draft tonight. And we have fantastic coverage of the draft because Connor Thomas is going to be down there live at the Hard Rock in Atlantic City with, how about this? Keith Jones, Dan Hilferty, Porter Martone, Alex Bump, Rick Tockett, Mark Recchi, Jim Jackson, the first-round draft pick, 21st overall, if it ends up being there, Todd Vodorik, Tim Saunders, Steve Coates. I'd say it's a pretty good guest list for Connor. So if you're looking for draft coverage tonight, definitely check out 97.5 The Fanatic. All right, sounds good. Did you hear that a listener came up with a News at Noon open, Ray?
No.
I sent it on. See, you don't pay enough attention to the group chat. See, he put it on. I didn't want to use today. He put it on YouTube, and he sent it. He said he emailed me a couple links, and I was like, wow, like did he really make it at News at Noon open and put it on YouTube? And he did. Because normally when people send us stuff, they send us a file or like whatever.
Was this the one that? So you replied to a text about brace, like it was in the reply chain of a brace thing. I didn't understand why you sent that video.
It was in a retry. Oh, I didn't. It wasn't. I didn't know if it was.
I was like, oh, maybe it has something to do with Brace playing soccer. I was like, I don't know. My bad.
No, but then Sean said Dan Cortez. Bro, Google him, and I didn't understand that.
I didn't understand everything that was happening in that group chat at that time. I was like, am I in like a nap? Like,
yeah, I wasn't sure what was happening. But anyway, yeah. No, we'll play it because it's very well done, but like it's also difficult to hear a little bit. But it's based on the Billy Joel song we were singing yesterday. All right,
makes sense.
But anyway, we're not going to play that today, but we are going to do the News at Noon with Ray. What do we got?
Mark's at middays and it's news at noon. NEWS News at noon. Mark's at middays and it's news at noon. Come get your news with Ray. Fire!
All right, I don't like to get too serious here on News at Noon because, it is the News at Noon, but I need us to start making plans for next summer.
You do?
Yes. Mostly because I don't think we're going to be able to react to what we're reacting to today next summer. Jeff Passan on SportsCenter, and this is depressing to hear.
It just continues, Trevor, where they've been so far, which is that the parties are speaking different languages at this point. And you have to understand the perspective of the players is we have never had a salary cap, and these proposals, as they go on top of each other, starting with a salary cap first, then going to entry for amateur players, and now on top of that, putting a maximum salary in place, did not land well with them because you got to understand, Major League Baseball currently has a contract for 15 years and $765 million.
And right now, the maximum would be 5 years, $200 for someone going to a new place, and 6 years and slightly more than that if they were to stay in the same place. They're looking to make the max contract a thing, the hometown max a thing. It looks ugly between Major League Baseball and the Players Association, and I just want ideas. I want us to start flowing today on what we might be doing a year from now.
Well, they have to get off the salary cap because the players are never going to do that. And if you're the owners, it depends. Like they're gonna play chicken here, and you're gonna miss half the season, and then they're gonna be like, all right, fine, let's do it, and then never actually solve the problems because that's what they need to do. They need to figure it out. And I know the players don't want a salary cap. Every other league has a salary cap of some sort. I don't know. I really don't. I can tell you this: baseball's not doing a good job of putting their side of it out there. A max $200 million or like max years. I'm kind of okay with no deferred money. There's a lot of things that you can put out there that make a lot of sense. Ultimately, I don't think it matters unless you take the salary cap off the table.
Yeah.
And by the way, baseball needs it.
We've had this conversation. I just don't.
They don't need it?
People need to spend. Like, I keep going down this path with how the Dodgers got their talent. Dodgers got a lot of their talent because teams don't invest in what they have.
Right, but they're winning World Series because they can afford to keep all the players.
Right.
But so here's what I'll say. Get deferrals out of it.
Yeah, deferrals I'm cool with.
Get
You
them
wanna
out.
take that
And let's see how much the Dodgers are willing to spend every year. Because
Right.
the Phillies aren't deferring money.
Correct.
That's actually coming out of their pockets.
And if you close that loophole, I'd be willing to be interested to see what ends up happening.
But you know what the problem is? You're still going to have the have-nots, and that's what kills baseball. Everybody spends in football because they're all making money. These friggin' weasels, and you're right with what you're saying, these friggin' weasels, owners of the Athletics and the Pirates and the Rays, make tens of millions of dollars every year because they don't spend. Phillies don't do that. Phillies spend their money.
And even the owner of the Yankees trying to tell you that they're not making money. So, all right, Steinbrenner, yeah, we're going to keep the things close to the vest here. We're not actually having a profitable year. You're telling me the Yankees aren't making money?
I like the idea of what they talked about with the draft, which is you shorten the draft. They're essentially wanting to eliminate a lot of the minor leagues, and that now happens in college. You can't come out of high school anymore and go to the bigs. You got to at least go to college or somewhere else first, and then you can come out. But they're also talking about an international draft. How it works right now is that it's all about bonus money and relationships and a lot of nonsense. If they had an international draft, you would get you have the first pick in the international draft. You're getting the best player in the international draft, and those guys are slotted. So there's no arguing about it, really. You get the player.
Right.
Now you need to get lucky. Like Francisco Renteria, their top player they just signed a couple months ago, is killing it already at 17. But they had to pay him $4 million, and they had to build a relationship and pay him more than everybody else. It's like free agency,
which creates chaos.
But so there's ways for the owners to mitigate some of the things that like that they lose money with. A 5-year contract max, man. Like, are they trying to give an offer they know they're going to refuse?
Seems like it. Seems like I had my text chain in my Dynasty Fantasy Baseball group yesterday was, what are we doing next summer? Like, what are we going to do instead of fantasy baseball? Because it doesn't feel like we're going to have a year.
Spring training starts in June. They start playing by the end of June, and then you have a rush season with no All-Star games.
June in Florida. Good luck.
Yep.
All right, speaking international, shout out to my Ecuadorian friends. All right, they didn't win when I was there. It kind of hurt me because I had just talked to so many of them. I was so excited for them, and then Ivory Coast wins that game. And I just have the image in my head of the silent shot taken by the group sitting behind me at Live Casino. They needed to beat Germany to move on, and boy, did they beat Germany.
The final whistle goes here, and Ecuador are into the round of 32. Back from the brink, an act of escapology. A winner from Gonzalo Plata has taken Ecuador into the knockout rounds against the odds, against all probability. They beat Germany. They had to beat Germany. They have beaten Germany. They are through.
It's awesome.
Never been more excited for a third-place finish in a group. This is what you expand the World Cup for. Ecuador moves on. And the energy there. Escapology? I'd never known that was a word.
Me neither.
To pull that out of your bag in the moment, in the call, bold move. But, man, good for Ecuador. I was happy for it.
Have you seen this it was brought to my attention by my buddy Zach, and now that's all I see because it's in my algorithm. The Europeans that have come over here for the World Cup don't want to leave.
Yeah.
Because we have air conditioning?
Mm-hmm.
They don't have air conditioning in Europe?
Apparently not. Never been to Europe, but apparently not.
Good food. Apparently we have really, really good food here, and they're impressed. There was one guy I saw a video that he's went to a couple different cities for the games, and he's like, every city has different food. It's like a different fare. It's a different type of food, and it's all great.
It's been so cool walking around the city, seeing people experience different things. Like they're in the Jersey. Even yesterday, I was going on the subway to go down to South Philly, and like the wait for the SEPTA line was all different jerseys because I could tell they were taking the bus up because they tell them to take the bus up to get to the fan festival. And it's not American jerseys. It's all different
Everybody
countries.
else, yeah.
It was really, really cool. But yeah, the experience, I saw a video of a guy going to John's Water Ice for the first time. And it was like, they're telling me I have to call it, and he was trying to do the water instead of the water pronunciation of it. It's pretty funny.
You have people going in Walmart and thinking this is the best shopping of all time. Literally, there's people jumping up and down. The guy's like, so I can get stuff for my car and I can buy a shirt and food? Like, where am I right now? And I'm like, really? Walmart?
Coming to
so
America,
happy.
man.
Welcome. It really is. It really is coming to America. I just didn't. And I saw one guy that was like, we may disagree with the government and everything else. This is a foreigner that's saying this, like, disagree with the president or whatever, but the people of America have been so welcoming. They're so nice. America's great. I can see why everybody wants to live here. So let's remember that as Americans, that we do have it pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty, yeah. All right, coming up for you.
Yeah.
The exciting mics are back. You know, Reed Blankenship, Cooper DeGene, no longer teammates, still doing their podcast.
Told you.
They're back, better than ever. And they're talking about A.J. Brown. And here is the teaser clip of the A.J. Brown conversation on Exciting Mike.
Our buddy A.J. Brown, a.k.a. Arthur Brown, going to the Patriots.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I had fun. I had fun when he was in Philly, for sure.
Yeah,
but that is his home,
his childhood team.
His childhood team.
I'm excited for him, though.
I wish him nothing but success over there, for sure.
Yeah, he'll be a good asset for them, and obviously we're gonna miss him. And what he was able to do in Philly he was a dominant player. So
you'll get to go against
him. But yeah, now we get to play against him or joint practice. It'll be fun to go against him and see him up there in Foxborough.
Different colors.
Yeah, his childhood team. He grew up in Mississippi. This isn't Mike Trout coming home to play for the Phillies. Give me a break. His childhood team. Yeah, it was his favorite team. He had a jersey on once. I'm not even disputing that it's his team, but come on, give me a break. It's his childhood team.
Also, can we put the exciting mics there, boys? It's your friend you're talking about there. They sound like downtrodden of the whole thing.
All right, so John Kincade is here for another month or so, right? A month and a week, end of July. If there's not, because he guaranteed me there was going to be an A.J. Brown hit piece that came out. That there are multiple ones, he said. So if there's not an A.J. Brown hit piece, by the time he leaves, he needs to do something. Run nude in the hallways. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but he should be required to do something.
You let me know when that's happened. I'm going to take a day.
All right, maybe not the nudity, but like eat out of a dog bowl or something. No, because the amount of times I had to hear about, you're going to hear it, A.J. Brown. Not one dude talks bad about him. Not one. Not one.
You see them picking their words carefully, too, to talk about how much they enjoyed him. That's a couple of guys that know the tone of the city right now when it comes to AJ. Like, yeah, I like.
You could hear the deliberateness, if that's a word, in their brains like a hamster wheel, measuring every word that they said.
That is interesting, though. Kincade has to do something for it. I know he's a little busy today, but at some point.
Yes, he is. He's down in Georgia today. He's down in Atlanta today, John Kincade. Breaking news, he's going back to his old station. It's been announced in Atlanta. Happy for John.
Yeah, good for John.
Good for John. Good to get him he's going back down there. That's where he spent decades down working with Buck Bellew. I believe he's going to be working with him again, at least if it's only on like a part-time basis. But, yep, John's destination has been announced. He's going back to 680 The Fan in Atlanta. Congrats to Johnny Boy.
So now, do the Phillies surpass the Braves before John gets back to Atlanta?
Yes.
Is his first show gloating about the fact that the Phillies are in first place?
Are the Phillies back in first place by the time John leaves the airways here? Because Ricky Bo said he sees the Phillies being in first place by the All-Star break. That's 16 or 17 games.
Yeah. I mean, look at their schedule.
They don't play a team that's 500 until after the All-Star break, I believe. So, and the way the Phillies have beaten up on these teams recently, when you have starting pitching, that's the difference between Phillies and the other teams. When you have starting pitchings, when you're 1-2, and Sanchez wasn't great last night, but when you're 1-2 is Wheeler and Sanchez, or Sanchez and Wheeler, and then you have Luzardo against any sub team, you're going to lose. You're going to lose that series, and they're going to take a lot of 2 or 3s from these teams coming up. So it all depends on I don't know what the Braves schedule looks like before the All-Star break, but they've been free falling, as Tom Petty once said.
Tom Petty Day instead of
no,
not a Tom Petty guy.
No, I like Tom Petty a lot, actually. I do. So let's do this, because we have Jason's going to come up at 1 o'clock, and then so I want to hit on this a little bit next segment, but let's rev it up right now. So I just found out, because they talk about Booney all the time on Unfiltered. So Booney is the TV side producer of Unfiltered. You've dealt with him,
correct?
Quite a bit. I've heard he's kind of a pain in the ass to deal with, and that's what all good producers should be.
Not for the fill-in.
No.
Me, Booney, we got a great rep.
Right. No, but like that makes a good producer if it's like, man, he's a pain in the ass. And I'm not saying Bill's saying that, but then again, who else would say that? But anyway, so I didn't know who he was other than they give this name as Booney until today. I saw, and it's not somebody I follow, but it's somebody that John Kincade was going back and forth with him on Twitter. But the tweet was, I'm going to pull it up right now because I even you knew me. I'm on Twitter all the time, Ray. I even saw it and said, man, like I gotta retweet this. So his tweet is, and his name's Dan Roach of NBC Sports Philadelphia. He says, miss me with all this Cooper Sharp BS on cheesesteaks. Like you can distinguish between types of American cheese. You're Gordon freaking Ramsay now, for Christ's sakes. Huh? So I don't know him well enough to know, is this his shtick and this is what he does on Twitter? This is kind of him? Or is he really mad about Cooper Sharp?
It might be both.
Okay.
That it's both his shtick, but it also seems that he's actually genuinely mad about the whole Cooper Sharp thing. There are people out there that are living about the whole Cooper Sharp rise to prominence.
So what he's saying is that there's no difference between American cheese and Cooper Sharp, and you're full of crap if you think there's a difference. And here's what I would say to Booney. Right, like, have you ever had Cooper Sharp or American cheese? Of course there's a difference. In fact, right now, Ray, my ham and cheese sandwich is Cooper Sharp.
As it should be.
Yeah, $8.99 a pound. I paid the extra $3 a pound because I like Cooper Sharp. I also have American cheese. So for the grilled cheese for the kids, I'm not making them Cooper Sharp. They're getting American cheese. They like Cooper Sharp occasionally. I'll do it. But there's a huge difference between Cooper Sharp and American cheese. What are you talking about? And in a blind taste test, I could easily tell you the difference between Cooper Sharp and American cheese. Now, he's talking about the new thing, because this is what bothers him. It's that people, instead of just getting a cheesesteak and that's it, now people get Cooper Sharp cheesesteaks. Because with you young, bougie people, Ray, it has become a thing.
Yeah, us living in the city, the hipsters in Northern Liberties and Fishtown, what was once, whiz wit, is now a Cooper Sharp with a seeded roll. And you know what? To all you people out there, here's the thing. It's better. It tastes better.
So much better.
It's much, much better. The seeded roll is superior. The Cooper Sharp is superior. I get it. Tradition is one thing. If you want to continue putting whiz and you want to continue eating on the unseeded roll, that's fine. I found a superior steak, and I'm okay with saying that. You have to either come to terms with what reality is at this point, or you can continue to live in your traditional world, eating whatever. Oh, no, I don't like the whiz. Give me the American cheese instead. Fine. Have your American cheese. Have your American cheese on an unseeded roll. Me, I'm going to go find the place that's got the Cooper Sharp and it's got me a seeded roll.
No, but to your point, you're right. A Cooper Sharp, like where the pizza shop that I'll get a cheesesteak from around the corner from me in Collegeville. I don't need Cooper Sharp on that cheesesteak. That's a pizza shop cheesesteak.
Right.
Give me the regular, give me a fresh roll.
I've made plenty of those cheesesteaks in my time with pizza.
Man, they taste good. I'll put some ketchup on it, maybe a little hot peppers, fried onions, American cheese. If you have real Cheese Whiz, maybe I'll dabble in that. When I go Steve's Princess Steaks or any of these other cheesesteak places, right? Like, yeah, you have real Cheese Whiz? I'll maybe go Cheese Whiz. I like the liquid American cheese. But for Cooper Sharp, it needs to go on, like you said, seeded roll. The seeded roll is a little bit, it's not as soft as the typical Lissio's or Amorosa roll. It's a different roll. It's a different cheesesteak, and it tastes really good. I'm not getting Cooper Sharp on the pizza shop cheesesteak. The hell with that. I don't need that. But these other, the $15 cheesesteak, the $20 cheesesteak with Cooper Sharp, hell yeah.
I'm starving right now just thinking of a Del Rossi steak. Because that's the one near me that's got the seeded
Del
roll.
Rossi?
That's got, yeah. That down near me in Northern Liberties, that's kind of what turned me into the cheesesteak hipster. You know, there was a time where I was just like, throw some fried onions on there. I was a provolonesman. Do that. Give me the regular roll. I'm fine. I've become a little spoiled. And it's okay to admit when something's better. It is.
A cheesesteak hipster.
I've become one. I've become just the full...
Yeah, but think of it in terms of pizza. You have different styles of pizza. You have the pizza shop, which is fine. You have the specialty pizza places that give you like the thinner crust. You know what I'm talking about. These places are all over the city. What's the place on Walnut Street? I don't even know if it's still there. Like 16th and Walnut. I used to go there all the time like 20 years ago when I lived in the city. But they had like a really good thinly sliced. The marinara was sweet. The cheese was sweet. They'd probably put butter all over the place. and it was so good, but that's not your everyday pizza. Your functional pizza is what you get at the pizza shop. It's the same thing with the Cooper Sharp cheesesteak. That's not your everyday cheesesteak, but couple a year, maybe it is your everyday cheesesteak. But it is unbelievable, the Cooper Sharp cheesesteak. And acting like you can't tell the difference, yo, bro, I don't know what the hell you're smoking there, Booney. You can definitely tell the difference. Absolutely. And if you can't, I don't even know what to tell you. I've had it warm, like with provolone. I like sharp provolone on an Italian hoagie. That's all I want. If you give me regular cold provolone on an Italian, I can eat it, but I also don't want a cold provolone cheese sandwich. I would never eat that. The provolone doesn't taste very good by itself, right? On a cheesesteak, it tastes much different. The melted provolone's very, very good.
Very good.
Yeah. Cooper Sharp's great cold or hot.
Yeah. I'm in on Cooper Sharp just about. I think I've gone from the cheesesteak Cooper Sharp to now appreciating Cooper Sharp just on its own.
All right. We have Phillies conversation coming up, 610-632-0975. And we had you called yourself a cheesesteak hipster.
I am.
That's awesome.
I've become what everyone hates. I'm okay with that. All right? I've got mediocre facial hair. I've got a favorite coffee shop, and I walk around all the time aimlessly, ending up at a brewery. I get it. I'm what you all hate about the young people today. I'm okay with that. It took me a while to be okay with that, but I'm okay with that.
But you're a hard worker.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the difference between you and the other rats that your age.
Yeah. I have a little bit of entitlement to me. I'm sure. You hate me. It's okay.
We need cheesesteak etiquette on the phone line, Davis Honda text line, Davis Honda voice memos, 610-632-0975. And Jalen Hurts also has a food take in his new commercial. That's coming up next. Middays with Marks.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
History in D.C. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. The Phillies became the first team in Major League Baseball history to have not one, not two, but 3 consecutive games in which they have a go-ahead home run in the 9th inning. They win it again last night. The go-ahead home run comes courtesy of Bryce Harper.
Fly ball, left field, that's hit well. Lyles going back toward the wall. Gone! Opposite field, 2-run home run. Bryce Harper, the 9th inning magic, strikes again.
Man on the call for that for NBC Sports Philadelphia, Tom McCarthy joined us earlier on in the show to talk all things Phillies. You can listen to that back on our website, watch again on our YouTube channel. Phillies have the Mets tonight. Mets fired their manager earlier today, Carlos Mendoza, no longer the manager of that team. The Flyers have their draft tonight. Connor Thomas live from AC at 7:30 tonight. Breaking down everything going on. Plenty of Flyers guests. Tune into that right here on the Fanatic. And in World Cup news, U.S. men's national team lost 3-2 to Turkey last night, but the game was meaningless. This update is brought to you by Pico. When it's hot out, it takes more energy to stay cool inside. Pico offers tools to help you save energy. Visit pico.com/summer. That's pico.com/summer. I'm Ray Dunn, your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
Jason Martinez coming up at 1 o'clock. We do have the Flyers draft tonight. First round of the draft. Yeah, we have all your coverage. Connor down in Atlantic City with the team at 7:30 he starts. And, the guest list is unbelievable. Keith Jones, Dan Hilferty, Rick Tocchet, Porter Martone, Mark Recchi, Jim Jackson, whoever they draft. They have the 21st overall pick. So that could change, could move up, move down. Coetzee, Saunders, Todd Fedoruk, all tonight with Connor. He'll take you until 11 o'clock. They're live at the Hard Rock in Atlantic City, so that should be really, really fun. Jason Martinez is also going to be down there. He's on his way to Atlantic City right now. He's going to join us at 1 o'clock, so we'll get an idea of what he's doing. All right, what the Flyers are doing. But let's listen. Let's get. Is there a ton of text on it too before we take a phone call? All right, so the story is that if you like Cooper Sharp on a cheesesteak, A, you really can't even tell the difference. You're just a cheesesteak hipster. And B, I don't even think there is a B. The B is, right? Cooper Sharp's delicious. You absolutely can tell the difference between that and regular American cheese. Because Cooper Sharp is American cheese, but it's a different kind of American cheese. It's the American cheese.
Yes. It should be. If we have a national cheese, it should not be American cheese. It should be Cooper Sharp.
That would not be good. Yet no, it's not patriotic enough.
No. Screw being patriotic when you can have Cooper Sharp
That's
cheese.
true. It is worth it.
Yeah.
So give me some text line, and then we'll take a couple phone calls.
You can absolutely taste the difference between Cooper Sharp and American cheese, especially on a cheesesteak, too. Dan from Warminster.
Yeah, this Dan Roach guy that's unfiltered producer, he needs to reevaluate his life. Does he not have taste buds? Is he a smoker or something, and he just can't taste the difference of anything? That's the only thing that would make sense to me. And why is he so mad at Cooper Sharp? It tastes good.
I'm telling you, man, it's the anger that's directed to those of us that are changing what tradition has been.
Because the cheesesteak hipsters.
Yes, because this is a thing that happened a month or two ago. I remember listening to Brace on a weekend, and he's talking about all the seeded rolls, all that contingent. This is a legitimate
He
battle.
doesn't like a seeded roll?
I don't think his argument was that we can,
But there's a place for the seeded roll,
Right.
and there's a place for the regular Licio or Amorosa,
Yeah.
just like with the cheesesteak.
They're both good.
Right.
They're both good. Right now, though, I'll be honest with you. I've moved into the 21st century with my cheesesteak. So I want some Cooper Sharp, and I want to see the roll.
For example, I respect Wawa Hoagie a great deal. You can't put that on a seeded roll. That should be on
Agreed.
a regular hoagie roll.
Agreed.
A primo shouldn't be on a regular hoagie roll. That's where you need the seeded roll. It's different meat. It's a different sandwich.
Different style. Now, Mike from Cherry Hill checking in. Cooper Sharp is mid at best. Give me provolone all day.
Yeah, but what, sharp provolone? It depends. I eat Cooper Sharp sandwiches just with mustard. You can't do that with cold. Cold provolone tastes bad unless it's on a hoagie. Now, sharp provolone on a hoagie makes the sandwich. For sure.
We got a voice memo as well.
What you got?
Growing up in Abington, you had two types of cheesesteaks. You could go to Steak and Hoagie Factory and get some good bread, or you could go to Lee's Hoagie House and get more meat. It was always pick and choose the battles. Steak and Hoagie Factory always won. Now that I live down in the city, it's Del Rossi's all day. Ray Dunn is right. Del Rossi's all day. Give me fried onions. Give me the sesame roll. Give me the Cooper Sharp. And you know what? I'll take a couple whiz on the side to dip that in.
Ooh, power move. I like ketchup, but I could do a dip. It depends on the Cheese Whiz. I've talked about this a lot before. If you use fake Cheese Whiz, then I'm out. And I probably won't go back to your place. I worked at Steak and Hoagie Factory. I don't know if that guy knew that. I worked at Steak and Hoagie Factory for a while, yeah. They use fake Cheese Whiz. Good cheesesteaks. They get the bread that are already half made, and then you put it in the oven. And as you're going, it's like, okay, we have like 10 rolls left. We have to go make more rolls. And you put them in the oven. They come out. They're warm. They're fresh. They're delicious. The bread was great. The cheesesteak meat was fine. Don't get me wrong, but you liked it because of the bread. Their hoagies were terrible. Lee's Hoagie House, and I grew up with Lee's of Abington. Same as it ever was, same as it ever was, same as it ever was. I didn't like their cheesesteaks. Their hoagies were unbelievable. They have special sauce. I think it's oil and paprika and salt. But their hoagie oil is what makes the sandwich. And their Italian hoagies are really, really good. I love Lee's.
They used to have one on Temple's campus.
They've won it like 34th and Walnut University City as well. I remember the one on Temple's campus, actually.
It was, as a freshman, having that around the corner from me, I mean, that was the dream. That was, hey, late night, let's go grab. Oh, it's wonderful.
I get the Cheltenham hoagie at Lee's, which was always one of my favorites. It's like a combo Italian hoagie, a little bit different. All right, let's get some phone calls. Ron's calling from Allentown. Ron, what do you got?
Yo, boys, what's going on?
Yo.
Yeah, cheesesteaks. Had a big grad party for my daughter, graduated St. Joe's. No, we're up in Allentown, so you can't really get like a great Philly cheesesteak from a cheesesteak place. But we made our own, and we went to the farmer's market and kicked up. And yes, the Cooper Sharp makes a difference. Because listen, man, there's only two main ingredients: cheese and steak. You got to get them both right. We went with a combination of ribeye and brisket, 10 pounds of each. Cooked them up on the Blackstone. Had a combination of seeded rolls and then a softer little 6-inchers. I like my roll a little more crunchy, so I go with the seeds. And definitely the Cooper Sharp. But we also did a blend of that with shredded Gruyere.
Oh, man. That sounds delicious. Thanks, Ron. Eric Fox Chase. Eric, go ahead.
Hey, what's up?
What's up?
Been in the restaurant industry for like 30 years.
Yep.
So Cooper Sharp is American cheese. It's just tangier. They use like a shredder, or a mix of like cheddar and I guess whatever they use for the regular American cheese.
Right. Yeah,
But
it's an American cheese, just tangier.
You got stages to this thing. It's like in anything. Like, you guys know New Yorker American cheese. Like, that's what Skinny Joey's uses.
Yeah, it's better. Like for example, Eric, I go to Wegmans and they have the pre-cut where they're not cutting it there. They cut it, but then they pre-pack it, and it tastes like very generic American cheese. But then you get the New Yorker, and it's much different. And my kids are actually like, when I get the New Yorker,
it's creamier.
Yeah, the kids are like, I don't like this, and I'm like, this is the better cheese. You should like this, but their palate's not used to it.
That's why, like, people that don't usually like eat cheesesteaks, or they might not notice the difference between American and Cooper Sharp. Whereas if you're, a professional, Philadelphian cheesesteak eater, you can tell the difference.
Right. Well, it's like fake whiz and real whiz. I will,
exactly.
Dude. I actually call places and I say, I'll ask the girl who has no idea. I'll say, "Do you use real cheese whiz?" And she'll be like, "Well, we have cheese whiz." And I'm like, "No, do you use cheese sauce or cheese whiz?" And I'll have them go in the back and ask them.
Kraft cheese whiz is what you want
because it's expensive. So a lot of these pizza places don't want to spend the extra $15-$10 on what they're buying, so they get the cheese sauce, which sucks.
I called it when I owned a pizza shop for several years. We used to call it liquid gold because it was so expensive.
Yeah.
But look, you get, just like in anything, like you get what you pay for.
That's right.
If you want a Mercedes, you get a Mercedes. If you want to,
2003 Toyota Avalon, like Ray, that's what you get. All right, so Eric, listen, you're our cheese correspondent. So if we ever talk about cheese again, I need to hear from you. All right.
All right, sounds good, boys. Have a good weekend. Let's go, Phils.
Let's go, Phils. Thanks, Eric. Appreciate it. Yep, that's it. The imitation cheese sauce is garbage, and I literally will. I won't. I'll just be like, oh well, let's get cheese fries. Like I don't feel like asking the girl because then you go into the back and they don't know either. It's like, well, all you have to do is find the can. They don't buy one can at a time. You buy a case, and if there's real cheese whiz, you get it. Real cheese whiz on a cheesesteak. I'm not going to pretend that I need, like Steve's does the pieces of steak, and then they flip them with the egg turner, and then they put them on the roll. That's Pat's. Does Gino's do the same thing? I'm good with that. That's not an everyday cheesesteak. The everyday cheesesteak is the meat that's chopped up.
Yeah.
I'm good with both, right? Like, you know where you're going. When I go to Steve's, man, I know what I'm getting, and I'm buying two. I'm not buying one. I'm buying two. That's like a hot candy bar that I'm eating.
I think because of how much that I did it down in like Cape May when we were making them, I just became a chopped guy because that's just how they're prepared. And I feel like I had so many of them working those couple summers that it's like, all right, I'm just kind of a chopped cheesesteak guy. No offense. If we get steak that's got I'm not going to turn it down.
Right.
But if I'm going for what I want, I want it chopped.
But that's also a treat. I don't make it to one of the cheesesteak places very often. So if I'm in Northeast Philly and I'm going to to Cottman and St. Vincent's or Bustle and St. Vincent's, yeah, like I'm buying 2 of them. But I'm making that trip all the time.
I'm making the trip to the cheesesteak place a little too often these days.
Yeah, are you?
Yeah.
You put on some weight?
I think I have. I'll be honest with you.
You're $135 now?
Maybe. I'm bulking a little bit. You know how they said that Filine needs to put on some weight? He could take some from me because I've been putting on, I think, a few.
Are you, how much do you weigh?
I don't know, probably somewhere in the 150s.
Okay. Yeah, because you're like average height. You're not super short.
Yeah, but I'm a thin guy.
But you're not
for
that
most of
thin.
my life.
You're not that thin. But yeah, you'll have a beer belly.
That's what I'm concerned about.
You'll have a beer belly.
You know, I've been able to keep up this lifestyle with just kind of a young body for a while. I don't know if that's going to stick.
Angry Al's asking to play his text. So we'll see if we get that in there. Stan's calling from, is he calling from Paris, Texas, or is he calling from Paris, France? Stan?
Stan, yes, hello.
Where are you?
I live in Paris, and I'm going to Philly to watch the game at a fan zone behind the Arts Center, and I was just curious about cheesesteaks, and I tend to think they're a bit greasy as someone who lives in Paris. Do you have any advice for maybe a cheesesteak that's like a little on the less greasy side?
So you're asking, so Ray can, because I can't help you with anything downtown anymore, but Ray, is there a cheesesteak that you can recommend for Stan?
Less greasy's tough. It's a tough item to not have the grease go in.
Go chicken cheesesteak if you don't like it as greasy. Chicken cheesesteaks are good.
I mean, I would probably give you the same one I've been throwing out there of Del Rossi's. Joe's at Fishtown's going to be greasy, but I like Joe's as well.
I don't know if he's going to be in Fishtown, though.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to think where he's going to be near Lemon Hill. Like, I'm trying to get him something up in Fairmount area that would be good. I'm trying to think.
Just walk. Is the Steve still down there in Center City? Like JFK may not be there anymore.
Yeah, I don't know.
Down in Old City, what are the two? Campos has a good cheesesteak down in Old City. Sonny's has a good cheesesteak.
Go Sonny's.
No, they're good cheesesteaks.
Yeah, so go Sonny's. But I'm trying to get him up in Fairmount because I don't know where he's staying. That's the issue. Fairmount is closest to where the Fan Fest is, so if I could get him somewhere close there, close by.
I mean, not that I don't know of any. I have no idea. I mean, what's the place on Fairmount Avenue, the bar?
Urban Saloon?
Yeah, like don't go there. Go get a real cheesesteak. Take a freaking Uber and go down to Geno's and Pat's. That's the other thing. And it bothers me. Whenever Geno's and Pat's is put out there, God, everybody has to say how bad they suck. It's like, man, they're a Philadelphia institution. I'm not telling you I go down to Pat's and Geno's very often. I don't even remember the last time I was down there. But it's an institution to this city, and it's a good cheesesteak. It is a good cheesesteak. If I'm down there, give me whiz with, boom, I'll put some ketchup on it. I'm happy as a clam. God, everybody's got to say how bad. Oh, Pat's the tourist traps. Oh, stop. They're institutions of the city. It's disrespectful to speak of them otherwise, Ray.
On this cheesesteak conversation, because I just wanted to put a bow on him where we should send him. But the only reason I would say he might find his way down to Fishtown, because I've seen so many people that end up on Girard, and like they're trying to take the bus up. I don't understand where everyone's coming from. I'm very.
They may not know where they're going.
Larry's. He could have went to Larry's right there on Girard. He could have done the Jalen Hurts cheesesteak.
There you go. Speaking of Jalen Hurts, by the way, the Phillies tonight they start a series against the Mets. The Mets fired their manager today. Yeah, not ideal, Ray. I mean, not that I'm worried about it, but they fired Carlos Mendoza after a 34-47 start.
Oh, no!
Is there a dead cat bounce this weekend? In other words, do they get a little bit of a lift from the managerial change?
Maybe. Eventually. I mean, I got like this type of energy when it comes to them having a dead cat bounce. They stink. They are a bad fundamental baseball team.
The Phillies were a bad fundamental baseball team, and they stunk when they were 9-19.
Right. I mean, did they need this kick in the butt a month ago? Maybe.
Yeah, that's what I don't understand is why wait till now?
Is like a soft part of their schedule coming up? I don't see like the Phillies are in a soft part of their schedule, but is there something coming down the line here? Is they didn't want to be embarrassed by the Phillies?
I don't. I mean, at this point,
yeah, they got Phillies, Blue Jays, Braves. Yeah, that's not exactly let's turn the season around type schedule.
Or is it we could be 20 games under 500 if we don't watch it? They could.
They could.
It actually would make sense to do it now rather than wait. And then, like, what's the point at that? You should just start trading everybody away.
Which they already started with Peterson.
You're right.
It's over.
He also sucked this year.
Oh, yeah. I'm not telling you that they lost. I'm not telling you Cliff Lee went Middle of June. I'm just saying that you start selling off.
All right, give me some voice memos on whatever. What do we got?
Johnny Marks.
Angry Al.
And the Leprechaun. Yo, tell that Booney guy he's an idiot. We eat nothing but Cooper Sharp cheesesteaks and have been doing that for years. If he can't tell the difference, then he shouldn't even be a producer. And the Phillies are still going to win 98. I don't care what you guys say.
I believe Roachy must, or Booney, Dan Roach, he must be a lifelong smoker that doesn't have taste buds left. Because there's no way you can't tell the difference between American cheese and Cooper Sharp. And you don't have to be some bougie cheesesteak hipster to do that.
But here's where his argument falls apart. I can taste the difference.
Everybody can. It's my point. Like you consider yourself a bougie cheesesteak hipster, right?
I'm a hipster in general.
So, of course, you would taste the difference in regular American cheese. I don't eat regular American cheesesteaks. I hear you, Booney. But where you lose me is you're saying there's not a difference. Anybody should know the difference between the two. It's ridiculous. All right, what else do we have?
Good afternoon. This is Curtis from Lebanon leaving this message. I'm a combat veteran, retired. I don't know who this guy is that's saying he can't tell Cooper Sharp from American cheese on a cheesesteak. That just sounds crazy to me. That means he doesn't know anything about cheesesteaks if he can't tell the difference with that. But I wanted to share with you guys, sometimes people have a hard time admitting that something is a little better. I remember when I was a young sailor, we went overseas. I ended up in Naples, Italy, and we was just all Americans looking for regular food. We went out to get some pizza, and we found pizza, but it was nothing like the pizza that we got at home. And the pizza was really good, but it's just a few drops of cheese on there and, some olive oil and very thin bread and some really good sauce. So sometimes you just got to admit something else is actually better.
Is that what it is?
I'm telling you, that's where it's at.
It's not that he's a heavy smoker or he's from Idaho and doesn't really know what a cheesesteak is.
It's tradition. I've eaten this cheesesteak this way for a long time. This is the cheesesteak I like. And all of you that think you found this better cheesesteak, it's not incrementally better than what I've been eating this entire time.
You know what he probably eats? Like Rob Ellis eats just a steak sandwich with salt and pepper. I wouldn't be able to eat it. How do you eat a plain steak sandwich with salt and pepper? I bet he's one of those guys. I bet he's one of the guys that when you talk about putting ketchup on a hot dog, he's, hey, ketchup on a hot dog. What are you, 5 years old?
I would tend to bet that he is along that way because I forget what the old Tyrone and I bit about the hot dogs. I would think that Booney was on his side about that.
Tyrone didn't like ketchup on a hot dog?
He also didn't like hot dogs on a, what was his thing? The holy grilling holidays, like Memorial Day.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You told me that before.
Which turned into our whole back, which was so funny that we were grilling hot dogs on Memorial Day here.
Right.
It would have been.
He probably wouldn't have been happy if he was coming in. All right, so play the Jalen Hurts commercial. What's the commercial? It's a food commercial. But is it for the city of Philly?
It's for Amex. He's trying to show people coming for the World Cup his different spots.
Go ahead.
We could just keep stopping at different points.
All right.
I'm Jalen Hurts, and I'm here teaming up with American Express to share my guide to Philly. Who is it? No, I'm just kidding. Y'all come on in. It's one of my favorite spots. We're here at Alpine Rose. This is the public dining room, but I got a private room in the back, so y'all come on with me. What's going on my lineup, man? You all right? Yeah, I'm doing all right. What you whipping up here? Put some steak. What's your favorite steak? Cowboy. I see something I love here, Caesar salad. Can't go wrong with a good Caesar salad.
All right, that's all I need.
Very important.
They're at a cheesesteak place, so they're talking about cheesesteaks.
No, they're at a steak spot. They're at a real nice restaurant.
Okay, and he says Caesar salad.
Yep.
Not tomahawk steak, ribeye. Oh, I'd like that New York strip steak. Caesar salad. Caesar salad's one of the most overrated items that you'll ever see at a restaurant. Nobody craves a Caesar salad except you, Ray. You eat Caesar salads because that's the only thing that's there and you eat it. I would never eat a Caesar salad. I don't like Caesar salads. I can't tell you the last time I had a Caesar salad. Give me an actual salad, not just a bunch of romaine, some disgusting heavy Caesar sauce and Parmesan cheese, and then disgusting grilled chicken that you throw on top of it. So overrated.
Disgusting in how? Where are you buying this romaine that is disgusting? Where are you getting this Parmesan that is disgusting?
But romaine doesn't have taste. It's about the rest of the salad.
Right. You put the Caesar dressing on it, which is delicious.
I'm not anti-Caesar dressing. It's not one of my favorites. I like a lighter dressing or an Italian dressing. So you're telling me because of the stupid Caesar dressing, you love Caesar salad?
You lather that bad boy up with some Caesar dressing, some good romaine, some croutons. Oh, I could eat Caesar salads every meal of the day.
And you know, at the pizza shops we've been talking about, when they have the Caesar salad on the menu, they just dump so much Caesar dressing on top.
I know. I made those salads.
They put those chicken breasts, and you can't cook them well because they're cooking them on like a regular grill. So it's grilled weird, and the chicken's dried out. They never taste good.
Caesar salads are fantastic. I got clowned on a trip I was on once because I sat there, and instead of the fries, I got the side Caesar. And everyone looked at me like I was nuts. I ordered a burger. I was getting protein. I ordered the side Caesar because I didn't want the fries. God forbid a guy likes the taste of a Caesar salad.
Yeah, no, it's a little hinky. A little bit.
It's delicious.
It's a little strange. Well, you like it. I mean, no, whatever you like. I'm just saying, like, guys that normally are big Caesar salad fans, I don't necessarily associate with.
I sent this.
More like a woman thing.
Well, that's what it was. I was with a group of women that were like, really? And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I like what I eat. So I sent this to them yesterday, and they're like, oh, yeah, Caesar salad's pretty good. I'm like, oh, now Jalen Hurts eats a Caesar salad, and all of a sudden Caesar salad's cool? But when I do it, it's wrong.
It's just a little odd that you're in a steakhouse and you're like, oh, yeah. He's like, oh, yeah, Caesar salad.
You talked about the cowboy steak.
Okay. All right. Never. I'll go wedge before a Caesar salad all day. I like a nice, who has it? Is it Capital Grill that has the warm spinach salad where they put warm bacon dressing on top of spinach? Oh, man. Even field greens or something like that. Literally, I would not get a salad. And I love salads. I would not get a salad. I had a Cobb salad up at Parks. And it was delicious. It was great.
Yeah, you did enjoy that.
Like Cobb salad. Caesar salad.
Love a Caesar salad.
It's like drinking a glass of water. Coming up
and
next.
I need water to survive.
You do. Jason Martinez. He's headed down to Atlantic City. Flyers with the first round of the draft tonight, the NHL draft. And we have a lot going on in the station. What will the Flyers have going on? Are they staying with their pick? Are they moving up? What do they do? Martinez joins us next. Middays with Marks.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Hey, come back again. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update, and it's brought to you by Morgenstern Medical. Losing your hair, wish you could do something about. Call the trusted team at Morgenstern Medical because where you go matters. Call 610-831-HAIR. Phillies became the first team Major League Baseball history. 3 consecutive go-ahead ninth-inning home runs in 3 consecutive nights. Bryce Harper last night with the homer.
Fly ball left field. That's hit well. Lyles going back toward the wall. Gone! Opposite field. 2-run home run. Bryce Harper, the 9th inning magic, strikes again.
Man on the call for that, Tom McCarthy joined us early on the show to talk about everything going on with the Phillies. Catch the conversation one more time on the website. Watch it back on our YouTube channel. Phillies, Mets tonight. Mets fired Carlos Mendoza, their manager, earlier today. Game tonight at 7:10. Coming up in the next segment, we're going to talk to Jason Martinez. The Flyers have their draft beginning tonight. And tonight on the Fanatic, Connor Thomas live from Atlantic City at 7:30. Plenty of Flyers guests to get you through the draft. This update's also brought to you by the McComb Group. Visit McCombGroup.com. McComb Group Sports Contracts, one of the largest PVF inventories, pipe, valve, and fittings to trusted brands. Count on McComb Group to help you stay on schedule. Visit McCombGroup.com today. I'm Ray Dunn on your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
Yacht Rock Friday. It's also NHL Draft 2026 Friday. And headed down to the draft right now, I'd say based on when he left Westchester, he's probably on the Atlantic City Expressway, maybe like 20 minutes or so outside of Atlantic City, because tonight on the Fanatic, all of your Flyers draft coverage, Connor Thomas at 7:30 is going to have pretty much every Flyer guest that you would want. Tocchet, Jonesy, Hilferty, Porter Martone, the first-round draft pick, all the broadcasters. And I think Martinez may even be involved in all this. Jason Martinez joins us right now. What's up, Jay?
I am about mile marker 42.3 and a little bit of congested traffic, a little bit of, what do they call that traffic when you're looking at something on the other side of the road?
The gaper delay.
Yeah, I'm in a gaper delay here at 42.2 on the Atlantic City Expressway, headed down to the shore to meet up with Tootsie. How do?
I was waiting for the Tootsie. Or you're rubbernecking. Everybody's got to stop and slow down and look at it. Drives me crazy. Have you hit the Farley Plaza yet?
No, I have not gotten to Farley.
Oh.
You know, that's a common place where I will stop to use the lavatory.
Yeah, that's where I typically do, too. And then you buy an overpriced bad Burger King cheeseburger while you're there. It's actually not too bad.
Yeah, you go with the double, the bacon double.
Bacon double is what I go with as well. Normally 2. I'll go 2 bacon doubles, and then I put ketchup packets on it. It tastes so good.
Oh, an aristocrat. I like it.
But first of all, before we talk about the Flyers, how's the health? I get people all the time that ask me either in person or online, hey, I haven't had an update on Jason's health, or how's Jason doing? So how are you doing, Jay?
I still feel good. I'm walking quite a bit every day, getting out and getting on the hike and getting my steps in. There's a variable in my health right now with some concerning lung nodules that they're monitoring right now. They're still too small to biopsy, but we'll go back in a couple of weeks and do another CT scan, see where those are, and if there's something, we'll deal with them. And I'll probably go back into chemotherapy, but I'm not going to worry about it until I know. So if it is something I got to deal with, we'll go right back into the same mode we went into before of maximum attack. But I feel good, and I'm stronger than I've been in 3 years. So
good.
I'm just trying to enjoy that, and we'll deal with things as we come. Look, I may be playing like whack-a-mole at this for the rest of my life.
Yeah, well,
So,
I mean, you have the right attitude about it. You don't freak out about it, and when you figure out what's going on, then you deal with it, and you'll have everybody behind you. So you know that, and we're going to be good.
Yeah, I have my freak out moments, and in private, but overall, does it suck? Yes. And do I want to go through chemo again? No, it does suck, but if that's what I got to do, that's what I got to do. I got a lot to fight for, and that's what I plan on doing. Maximum attack. I'm no relenting here.
All right, so it's good to hear, and I hope that gives people an update on your health. Maximum attack for the Flyers. What do you expect happening tonight? So first of all, do you have a feel for, are they staying put? Is there a potential trade up? Would there be a trade back? What do you anticipate happening tonight?
That's a really good question, because based on what's happened around the league this week, John, it's been really bizarre. This is signaling a period in the NHL. An era is ending. The flat cap era is over as of July 1st. And now you're in a rising cap world where everybody's got cap space, and a lot of teams got significant cap space, which is why you're seeing some big names being moved around. The excuse of the GMs having, well, we can't make a big trade, or we can't do this, or we can't do that, because we're in a flat cap world and we don't have the cap space to do it, are ending. So what is the league going to look like going forward? We're starting to get some indication that we're getting a little bit of that NBA feel where star players are kind of determining where they want to go for big money. We see that with the Brady Tkachuk deal, Dylan Larkin asking for a trade out of Detroit, the captain of that team for a decade. Other guys, Darnell Nurse in Edmonton, doing the same. And where there's 2 that are public, there's 15 that aren't even public that have asked for trades. So you don't know really what's out there and what's real, because any info that gets out is also tied to an agenda. Why is that info getting out? So
right.
What it's going to be like tonight is anyone's guess. We've already seen the number 4 overall pick moved in a deal for Bo Byram, and Jordan Greenway with Buffalo trading with Chicago, which was shocking, in a draft that's not considered a great draft.
Right.
You know, there's going to be some good players in it, like Gavin McKenna, number one. I think going to Toronto tonight out of Penn State is pretty obvious, and number two is Stenberg is going to be pretty obvious in San Jose. But other than that, 21 is a spot if they see a player slip that they really have ranked higher. They have some assets they can move up, even though they only have 4 picks in this draft this year. But they still have a lot of flexibility with prospects and draft picks in future years too.
All right, but so back to what you were talking about with it no longer the flat cap, and teams you would think like the Flyers would benefit from salaries going up, right? Like the Flyers before the salary cap, Ed Snyder took big swings all the time. He was trying to buy a cup, then the salary cap happened, you couldn't do whatever you wanted to. You expect the Flyers this to benefit the Flyers in general?
Maybe in the long run, John. I don't know about this year. Like
right.
Free agency this year is a barren cupboard. It's pretty naked. It's not great. You know, just because you have this $35 million in cap space, you don't want to go out there and make a mistake. You know, now that teams have all these decisions to make because they have cap space, more decisions equal more mistakes. It's just like defending a team in sport. The more options a team has, the more decisions you put a defense to, the more likelihood of a mistake. Same thing now. And there's going to be teams that get flush with money and go, oh, well, we got to spend it right now. Well, maybe that player's not there right now, and you're better off holding off. So I think it's a time to be really prudent and not just go like, hey, I hit the lottery with this money and go out and buy a bunch of junk.
Yeah,
because you still don't get a get out of jail free card.
Yeah, it's actually I was going to follow up with this because we were at the when we did our Flyers broadcast, John Kincade and I. John had talked about not needing to do the Ed Snyder move, which was all right. Like, who are we getting this offseason to try to win? And I've noticed Danny Briere, Keith, really everybody, they don't have urgency to get it done this year, and it's actually good to see because if it's the right player, you go get him. But if you go and you spend money, you get somebody right now, and he doesn't end up being the guy. Well, you just used all your resources to do it. So it is even though you definitely do need your best player and you need to upgrade the talent. They know that it may take another year before they find the right move to make.
Yeah, and the other thing is too is with so many guys with 2 years left on their contract, like Brady Tkachuk, you know, being in markets where maybe they don't feel like they can win, whether that's Austin Matthews with the Maple Leafs or whether that's, I don't know, Connor McDavid, not happy with what's going on in Edmonton. Is he going to extend? These teams don't want to have happen to them what happened in Toronto with Mitch Marner, where they ended up losing a 100-point player for nothing. So with being so robust with big names, maybe that's a way you can make something happen as well. But, yeah, you don't want to put a noose around your neck, tie your hands for when the right player's there, and now you can't do it because you went out and rushed and got the wrong player.
Yeah, so Ray Dunn, I don't know if you know this, but he's releasing his NHL mock draft later on in the show. He only does one.
Hey, Ray.
It's a 1.0. But I think he wanted some feedback from you, correct, Ray, before he finalized it? Because he's unsure on the Flyers pick.
Yeah, I just kind of want to get an idea of where we're going tonight. Like, if there was a name in your mind that you're like, it's going to be there, it's going to happen for them, who would it be? Just before I finalize and put out this big mock draft today.
Yeah, I hate to be the burden of bad news here, but I'm not a draft guy. Like, a lot of people like in our positions will come on and go, oh, I love this guy. The Flyers have to pick him at 21. If I haven't seen eyes on a player, like, I don't give a crap what a guy looks like in his YouTube highlights. Anybody can put together a package of highlights. I want to see how the player reacts when he goes out and makes a boneheaded play and the team gets scored on, how he acts on the bench, how he plays away from the puck. You know, and I'm not an expert at it, so I leave the experting to the experts when it comes to this. But, you know, obviously they have some needs, whether that's D. They've only drafted 4D over the last 2 years. But I think at 21, you're going for a best player available situation still for Danny Briere. I think that's the approach. If there's a guy like Ivan Morozov there, that's a 6'3 centerman, then yeah. But where do they have him ranked? I don't know. You know, dictating who's going to be there at 21 with 18-year-old kids who most of them don't even have hair under their armpits yet is pretty difficult. So whoever you put there, Ray, I'll go with. I'll ride with you.
Well, I know he was eyeing Maxim Sokolovsky, who's a defenseman from the OHL, London of the OHL. That was, I think, who you were putting in, right?
Well, when I was going to do 1.0, originally I was thinking that way, but I've now gone another way.
Okay.
Tommy Blell is the one that's kind of sticking out. You know, I caught a lot of those games.
The Quebec Junior Hockey League.
Yeah, I'm a big Moncton fan, so I've been studying up his tape.
Yeah, I could see you hanging out on a Friday night watching the Q. But John, actually, the London night thing is pertinent. The Flyers have drafted a few players out of the London Knights, including Denver Barkey and Oliver Bonk, and Keith Jones and Danny Briere are very fond of that OHL program run by the Hunter brothers. Dale Hunter's the coach, and the Hunter brothers. They do a really good job getting their players prepared for the pro game. It's an organization that is run like a professional sports team, not just like a junior program. And it's the creme de la creme when it comes to CHL hockey. So going with a player from the London Knights would not be far off. They would have a lot of intel on any player from the London Knights.
It's interesting you bring that up with like the way they've cultivated maybe what they're looking for and what they like. Is there any other things that you think define what they're looking for when it comes to 21? Maybe not necessarily we're talking about players here, but what you think they're valuing, what Flyers brass have become known for?
Well, you look at last year's draft, they were aggressive. They obviously took best player available at number 6 in Porter Martone, even though they had the needed center. And then they moved up and they took Jack Nesbitt, 12th overall, as a center prospect with a little bit different of a timeline. He'll go to the University of Michigan this year to put some muscle in that frame, which I think is great. And they picked a lot of size last year. But this year, I don't think you have to go as much with just pure size and girth when it comes to players, to maybe use a weird word. But to me, find players that can just score, that can shoot the puck and score. I don't care if the guy can't defend a lick. You can teach a little bit of that. But they need some guys that can score. I'm so tired of talking about this friggin' power play. Find a guy who can score on the power play.
Yep, for sure. All right, there he is. He's done it again.
This power play has sucked since the freaking Nixon administration. I've had enough.
It's almost impossible to be that bad for this long, right? You have different regimes, different GMs, different players, different coaches, different assistant coaches, different owners, and they still suck.
And you know what the thing is? Like, people go, well, they don't have high-end talent. Well, I look at some of the teams that are way ahead of them in the power play, and they don't have that much high-end talent. You know, I look at Colorado, had all the high-end talent in the world. I think they're 28th ranked power play.
Wow. All right,
so, figure it out is what I'm saying. Just figure it out.
Figure it out, man. So enjoy your
freaking mind. We better figure this out.
Yeah, enjoy your Burger King cheeseburger. Before that, though, we were talking about Cooper Sharp and American cheese. There's this guy that works for NBC Sports Boston or Philadelphia that he's like, you can't tell the difference between Cooper Sharp and American cheese. And if you put you put Cooper Sharp on a cheesesteak, you're a cheesesteak hippie. And Ray's a cheesesteak hippie. Are you a fan of Cooper Sharp? Can you tell the difference between that and regular American cheese?
Yeah, absolutely. I can tell the difference because it melts differently.
Yeah, it does. It's a little. Yeah, you're right. It's totally different.
It's a little thicker, and yeah, I'm a regular Land O'Lakes white American. Like, let's get out of control here. We don't need to be going crazy. Yeah, you can absolutely tell the difference. I get the cheesesteak from the Lorenzo's in Westchester, and they have the Cooper Sharp there. So sometimes I'll get the Cooper Sharp American mix for my son, but I go straight American.
You know,
we don't need to bastardize the cheesesteak now, like we've bastardized every other food.
Oh,
keep it simple, stupid, smart. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but like Ray's a cheesesteak hippie. He likes the place by him it's a nice seeded roll, a big seeded roll, Bo, and then you get the cheesesteak, and then you get the whatever. I'm okay with going around the corner and getting a cheesesteak on an Amorosa roll with fried onions. I'll put ketchup on it. You know, like there's different levels of cheesesteaks. Different levels of cheesesteaks.
Yep.
All right.
I'm a big fan of the seeded roll, but I can't go seeded roll right now.
No, that'd be a problem with your digestive.
Yeah, Yeah, I can't do the cheese and I can't do the onions. I talked to the old lady that said, you got to settle down on putting spinach in everything you're cooking lately. It looks like a chopped salad walking down the highway.
Oh, boy. All right, listen, dude, will you be joining Connor at all tonight? Will you be involved in all that? Connor's got every guest in the world coming up tonight.
Well, he's in every guest in the world. I guess I have to. But, yeah, absolutely. I'll be available. We're going to do a pregame live stream starting at 5:30. Have tons of guests. And then the draft will start at 7, and we're going to go back on live around and have the Flyers draft pick on the program as well.
All right.
As we're now, by the way, we're now approaching Farley Plaza on the Atlantic City Expressway.
All right. Well, once you get past that, then you have the tolls. It used to be the $3 tolls, but I think it's $6 to go over now. Is that what it is? Oh, it's a lot of money.
I don't know. I got this thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'll be sure to visit the John Marks ceremonial stall inside the.
Yep. Yep. All right. Just be careful. Don't. And thank you. There he is, Jason Martinez. Don't be putting your foot in the other stall, or waving your wedding ring underneath the stall, which is the move of people that look for action in the airport bathrooms. There was one politician that got caught doing it in a sting.
Oh
yeah.
Oh.
And he claimed that he had a wide stance, and that's why his foot was over. Seriously, you can Google it. He claimed he had a wide stance, and that's why his leg was over in the stall. But typically, when if it's known that this is a place that you can do this, then that's what they do. They either because it's supposed to be really enticing. It's like, oh, and I'm married, and that's when you put the wedding ring down there.
Oh, I see. As one that's not married nor searched for this type of action, this
Correct.
is new to me.
Yeah, when Wanamaker's was, what was it after Wanamaker's? It's right by City Hall, where they had the light show or whatever.
Macy's?
Yes.
Macy's?
There was a sting, I believe, when it was Wanamaker's in the bathroom there where they nagged. I remember this was probably 25 years ago.
Wow.
Yep. And that's when I first learned of that whole thing.
Yeah, this is new to me. This is new information.
Now you have a new outlet to if you're
I'm probably
feeling
gonna
lonely.
pass on that one. Yeah, I'm probably good on that. Martinez, though, true expressway experience right there, being on the phone with someone. Where it's, I love trying to make plans for the weekend going down the expressway. And it's like, all right, so I think we should go to.
Right. Lose them for half a second.
Right, and then you start to get back into that conversation. I lost you there for a second. What were you saying? Oh, okay, I was saying, I think probably Friday night we should.
When he was passing those blueberry and strawberry fields, probably when he hit that.
Yeah, there's no connection.
Yeah, you lose it for a little.
You lose it for a second, and then it makes for the most annoying phone call of your life.
But again, like really, Booney's on an island with this Cooper cheese thing. I mean, he really should delete the tweet.
How do you feel about the deleting tweets?
So I'll give you an example of somebody that I'm proud of for not deleting the tweet. I guess I didn't take a picture of it. So Phillies Jake, and I recognize the name. I think he may have awful Phillies takes, but then again, I do recognize his name. Yeah, it's Phillies Jake, and he tweets out last night. Split in Washington is fine, but I hate when you can clearly tell when this team doesn't care about being out there. Tonight is one of those nights. And he puts in parentheses, as are most getaway games for this team. And he didn't delete it. He left it.
Hey, good for you.
But, like, the overall point, this team didn't give up last night on a getaway day. They could have very easily said, 5-0, this game's over, we'll see you. You know what they probably said? This bullpen sucks, and we can get it back. We have a Caesar salad memo. All right, give me a memo, voice memo on Caesar salad. Go ahead.
A lot of really nice steakhouses have the table-side Caesar salads. Johnny Marks, you're missing out, dude. These are the best when you're sitting down for a nice steak. They prepare the dressing table-side. They put it on the plate, a little anchovies, nice Parmesan cheese. It's high class, and it's delicious.
Well, I'm not high class, but I was waiting to talk about the anchovy. Typically, when you go to an Italian restaurant and they do that, I don't like the anchovies. So if the Caesar dressing, they're all anchovy-based, but if it's heavy anchovy taste, I'm not interested. That's why I probably don't like Caesar dressing. I don't like the anchovy taste.
Yeah, man, it's just great stuff.
And I definitely don't like fresh anchovies that they put on the salad, so I'm out on that.
Yeah, I'm not much of an anchovies man. It has to be a part of the system.
You know, there's an Italian restaurant in Atlantic City that's like underground. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Exactly what you're talking about.
But I've tried to leave messages to get a reservation, and no one ever calls me back.
I think I might have someone for you that could help you out with your problem.
Really?
I think.
Because they say they only call you back to confirm a reservation. In other words, we're not going to call you.
Right. Yeah, I once ate there with the former boss of mine. So
Is it good?
It was fantastic.
That's why I want to go.
Yes.
What's it called?
I forget what it's called.
I can
but
Google
I know
it
the
and
place
find
you're
it every
talking about because I remember walking like, where are we going? It just all of a sudden opened up.
It's towards Ventnor, right? It's like on that side of Atlantic City.
Yeah.
It's that Ducktown down there.
Yeah, whatever it is, it was delicious. Yeah, I was there like a week before the world shut down back in 2020.
Really?
Yeah. It's at the Maxwell Awards.
Oh, I love the Maxwell.
Yeah.
Is it Chef Viola?
Sounds right.
That's it.
Let me look it up.
I think that's what it is. All right, coming up 610-632-0975. Back into the Phillies. We've gotten the most recent All-Star Game voting. What are the results? It's in Philadelphia, after all. We'll tell you that coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5, The Fanatic. All right, let's talk about Bet Parks. Let's bet with Bet Parks. Check it out. I mean, this is really, there's so much going on right now with sports. We got the soccer games. We got the soccer tournament. Team USA lost last night, but you know what I mean. There's a lot of reasons to get to the Bet Parks app right now because you can bet Philadelphia baseball. I've been really heavily invested in NFL futures right now. You can bet it all, and you can do it on the Bet Parks app. You can also, listen, it's not just about sports. Also, how about live gaming, live dealer blackjack, roulette, poker, a lot of other things, hot slots, and let's not forget about the Bet Parks Sportsbook inside of Parks Casino in Ben Salem right there on Street Road in Ben Salem, right off the Turnpike, right off of 95. It's the best place to watch any of these games, right? You talk about you want to see the Team USA playing a soccer game. Well, you're talking about a 116-foot projection screen that you can watch it, and it's beautiful. TVs all over the place, amazing food, drink specials, and more. So check it out. You must be 21 and in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, or Maryland. Gambling problem. Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Turn the page to the weekend. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. The Phillies have a 3-game set up in New York against the Mets. It begins at 7:10 tonight. The Phillies coming off of 3 consecutive victories where they had go-ahead home runs in the 9th inning. Last night, it was Bryce Harper's turn.
Fly ball left field. That's hit well. Lyles going back toward the wall. Gone! Opposite field. 2-run home run. Bryce Harper, the 9th inning magic, strikes again.
We had the chance to talk to Tom McCarthy earlier on in the show. He's obviously the one on the call for that game last night. On the call tonight for Phillies Mets. You can listen back to that conversation on our website. Watch it back on our YouTube channel. We just had a great conversation with Jason Martinez. Joined us to talk about the Flyers draft tonight. NHL draft opening up tonight. We'll have coverage for it right here on the Fanatic. Connor Thomas live from AC for that one. Last night, the U.S. men's national team lost 3-2 to Turkey in their final game of the group stage. It didn't matter. They still won their group. This update is brought to you by Positive Coaching Alliance. Questions about youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, develops better athletes, better people through sports. Info, positivecoach.org. I'm Ray Dunn on your home for the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
This is one of these we have to kind of let it run because you got to wait for the hook. So I can tell you about the 1 o'clock hour, as always, brought to you by Morgenstern Hair Restoration. Great teams stick together. So does great hair. Morgenstern Hair Restoration Championship results. Morgensternhair.com. Morgan with an E. Morgensternhair.com. 610-831-HAIR. I didn't talk to the post. It's long. It's a Yacht Rock Friday here on 97.5, The Yacht. If they flip from sports, what would you want it to go to?
I'm probably best suited for something pop related.
Yeah, but that's like every other station.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
You can't get too close to Ben FM. They play whatever they want.
Right.
That's not pop.
Variety maybe would be then, but that would be Ben.
What about adult hits?
I mean, I could do adult hits.
That's all I needed right there. What about... You can't go power because that's already used.
Yeah, I mean, I also feel like I probably wouldn't be taken serious.
What about 97.5... I don't know.
Yeah.
An urban station.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to do rap radio. I think
Power 97.5.
I think the issue is more my voice greeting you on rap radio. People are, all right, yeah.
And more than your voice.
Yeah, well, you don't see me. I mean, now you see me because we use cameras and all that stuff, but like...
Yeah, I see you, though, through your voice.
Yeah. I was White Boy of the Night on Saturday night down in Jamaica. But
Well, what's his name? Peter Rosenberg. He's been doing... He does ESPN. He used to be Michael Kay show for many ye's up in New York. He's a Pop Radio morning show, Rosenberg, for a long time.
maybe
it's
I'm
not
just
like you
missing
couldn't-
out on my shot there.
No, I think you're good.
Yeah. It would just be all Kendrick all the time. People get sick of me.
I honestly, one of my regrets from my radio career is I never did anything other than sports. I never intended to do sports radio. It just kind of happened. Big sports fan, loved radio.
Right. Your love is radio.
Correct. And sports, but not sports radio.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
you wanted to get into radio. I wanted to get into sports.
Correct.
That's the difference of the way our two careers
Right. You
started.
thought you'd do sports. I thought I'd do radio. Now you're doing sports radio. I've been doing sports radio.
There's a lot of people that wanted to do radio specifically that ended up in sports radio. And there's a lot of people that wanted to be in sports that ended up in sports radio.
Right.
And then there's some people that just want to do sports radio, and they just got exactly what they wanted in this life. And good for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those people are pretty satisfied. They just kind of sit there and keep doing it.
I had a job tryout in Atlanta in 2007. John DeBella's old producer, Giant Brian, was networking with this guy from iHeart, Atlanta. And we started doing what at the time I didn't realize we were doing a podcast. We called it a taped show because we would tape it. Like, not tape it, but like we put it in a Vox Pro or Adobe Audition. We did it downstairs when we were on the third floor in this crappy studio. And we literally were doing a podcast. We just didn't know it because there were no podcasts. It was just a fake show, we called it.
And you just kept sending it out to people?
And, well, we sent it to this guy from iHeart, and he liked it. But really, like, it was Brian that got the tryout, not me. I was going down with him. So we went down, and we did a weekend overnight for 2 nights, and we killed it. I left there being like, we're getting this job. Like, we killed it. We had a couple of bits that hit. I went to breakfast with some prostitute on Saturday morning because Brian was soliciting for somebody to have breakfast with me after we got off the air. I didn't know at the time she bought me breakfast at a Chick-fil-A. At the time, I never had breakfast at Chick-fil-A. I thought they were just in malls and things like that. It's 2007.
Yeah, that's a great breakfast there, too.
So anyway, Brian got the job, but he already had a guy in mind for Brian. And he, after a couple years, he was gone. He was doing sports radio in Grand Rapids, and I don't think he's in radio anymore. Not Brian, the other dude. Yeah, but he wouldn't. His name's Ryan Williams, the program director. He wouldn't email me back. And I would ask Brian, I'm like, dude, like, am I part of it? And Brian's like, listen, man, I'm pushing for you, but he won't really tell me. And it's like, well, obviously, I'm not going to be the person that's getting it. So Brian got it. He lasted a couple of years. His contract expired. He moved out of radio and did something else. And then the show that took over for Giant Brian was Kid Chris, when Kid Chris went down to Atlanta and worked mornings. So anyway, that was the closest I came to doing rock radio. It would have been a morning show. Like the alt station up here, it was like that, except they didn't play Dave Matthews. They played more like Limp Bizkit and Linkin Park and things like that.
You're just telling me a John from Philly would end up on the air down in Atlanta.
And who knows where my life goes? Think about it.
Oh, yeah, no, it's one of those. There's a lot of those moments. I don't think about them too much, but every once in a while.
I wouldn't have worked with Mike because then I started working with Mike like 8-9 months later. If I go to Atlanta and I'm successful, I don't leave. I don't meet my wife. You know what I mean? Like then my kids don't look the way that everything changes. It's like in Back to the Future when it looks like that Biff is going to take away Marty McFly's mom. He starts fading, and it's like his life's over. Yeah. Because then he wouldn't have happened.
Wouldn't existed.
And then George McFly comes up and punches him. And then all of a sudden he's fine.
And then we get to a great future.
Right.
Which Biff is the joke.
Yeah, and Biff's the joke, and George McFly's the successful author.
Yeah. What a great movie.
You know the song that's going on during that time?
No.
Earth Angel, will you be mine? Because he's like almost like dead, and he's almost invisible. And all of a sudden, George comes up and he punches Biff, and then he immediately gets back up. And boom, there he is right there. And now he's back to being Martin McFly. And then they come out and he plays Johnny Be Good. Because Marvin Gaye's, was it Marvin? Not Marvin Gaye. What am I talking about? Anyway, but I love Back to the Future. That was a great one. Let's go to Chris. Chris is calling from Kansas City. Chris, go ahead.
Yo, what's up, guys?
Yo.
How's it going? Happy Friday, first of all.
Happy Friday to you. What's going on?
Absolutely. Hey, the reason why I was calling was, it's a tough time to be a Sixers fan. I'm not going to lie.
Yep.
We got rid of Morey, and I went through a YouTube rabbit hole, and Stephen A. said at one point, and I'm not trying to throw you guys under the bus. You don't have to say anything about Stephen A., but he was
I can't stand him.
Awesome.
Yeah, I can't stand him.
He said Elton Brand should have never lost a job to Daryl Morey. Now we've lost Daryl Morey. We got the Warriors' old GM running things, and it seems like an okay draft. Everything's pretty much a mess. Max contracts floating around. We're gonna have to pay VJ at one point. Like, what are you guys' thoughts on just like how things have shaped out? Do you agree with his opinion? I saw one video, and it was just like, I don't think Elton Brand deserved to lose that job.
Yeah.
And I'm like, every bone in my body feels like he should have lost that job.
Yes.
And he still shouldn't even be there. Like, what is going on?
Well, I think he's actually moving on to a different position in the company, and I appreciate it, Chris. If you ask Stephen A. the same question today, he'd probably give it a different answer because he doesn't even know what he's saying half the time. Should Elton Brand have lost his job? Sure. No, I don't know. Like, who cares? Elton Brand was going to miraculously save the franchise. Could have been better? Yeah, I guess. I mean, He had his opportunity. There's a reason why they hired Daryl Morey.
That's what I'm going to say. I guess he's saying that in 2020, that the pivot to Daryl Morey was the mistake. Right. That they should have let Elton Brand. Yeah. I mean, we can make fun of Daryl Morey
deep team
for all we want, and we could say he was too laser focused on James Harden, and that put you in a bind.
Yeah, it was hard. It was hardly the wrong move when you looked at it.
Right.
Now and then.
Yeah, like Harden, that team in 23 when they lose in 7 to the Celtics. I hate to do the fine line parade for us here in terms of Sixers world, but I mean, you had like 4 minutes. You would have closed out the Celtics in 6, and they would have had this Jaylen Brown crap.
You're right. They were close.
We would have done this Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum conversation before that group got a ring.
And Embiid was Elton Brand is he gonna make Joel Embiid healthy and play all these games that he missed?
Right. I mean, there's a lot there, and they were also in a bind because of what the decisions they had made when it was Elton Brand and crew making the call, because I don't think it was just him.
YouTube chat recap. Also, Ray's going to explain the All-Star voting process because I don't understand it.
I'm trying to understand it.
Yeah, I didn't know that it was a different process, but apparently it is. And we'll tell you like where the Phillies players are, and all of that. That's coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5.
Philadelphia 76.
God, it's
It is Friday. Ray, what are you doing this weekend, pal?
Oh, I'll be down at Live Casino tomorrow from 3 to 5. The final running of our group stage Fanatic FC. Maybe there might be more. Who's to say? And that's a tease for maybe programming down the line that I don't know about. But 3 to 5 tomorrow, hanging out. Other than that, got a couple birthdays. So my buddy's birthday's today. Even
Okay.
though I did celebrate it last night. I guess I'm celebrating again tonight.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? Then another buddy's birthday Saturday night. I think I'm going to the shore Sunday because I haven't seen my family in like a month.
And you spend Sunday night and then drive up in the morning?
Yep, that's the plan.
Nice.
Yeah,
All right.
Good few days lined up for me. How about you, Johnny?
I don't know. Oh, it's my sister-in-law's birthday like next week, but we're going to, I think, the new Dave & Buster's in King of Prussia on Saturday night. And then it's my baby Bella's birthday party today. It's not her birthday. That's in July. But birthday party where her little school friends come. So she's got some friends coming. So that is today at 4:30. So she will be 5, my little girl.
How much running around do you have to do prior to 4:30?
Not a lot.
Oh, that's good.
Not a lot. It's in the shopping center. I'm getting cupcakes from Wegmans.
Good cupcakes there.
Really good cupcakes. Yep. Expensive cupcakes.
Yes.
But, yeah.
Hell yeah.
But they're good. They are. They're good cupcakes. So
you explained the party to me, and it sounded like so many kids from that area that I've heard before.
yeah. So I mean, sometimes I don't like to give out too much information when
Right.
it's involving my kids. But it's at a place that you go and they do your hair and they do makeup and there's like a runway and then they like play music and they actually had Taylor Swift. So we didn't. I don't remember whose birthday it was. Might have been Lena's birthday a couple years ago. And they did Taylor Swift birthdays, which I'm sure she didn't approve, and otherwise she would ask for money, where they play Taylor Swift music and they're doing your hair and your makeup like Taylor Swift, and they put you in like Taylor Swift type stuff, and then you're walking up and down the runway doing it. It's a racket.
There were a lot of girls in my high school that did that job. I've heard a lot of stories. So.
Oh, and there's crappy weather. I'm not even going to make it to maybe Sunday, make it to the pool. I don't know. Not happy.
Is the weather not good this weekend?
It's supposed to rain all day tomorrow, I'm told.
Really?
I think so.
Oh, that's going to kill it's not going to kill the tailgate. They're going to tailgate regardless, but
yeah.
I was really looking forward to being in one of those scenes. I as much as I did love Jamaica, missing out on the Brazil experience Friday night leading into that game, seeing the tailgates and all that stuff.
Oh, no, dude. It's like something you've never seen.
Right.
Just the things I saw on, like, you were in town for Ecuador, right?
Yes.
Well, that was times 10.
Yeah.
Or maybe even more. Sean was at Live Casino, and he just took a walk. You saw the video from Stateside Live, right?
Yeah.
It didn't look real.
Yeah,
it's like, well, where is that? There are tens of thousands of people.
It's incredible.
Yeah, it was
also
awesome.
the new Stateside Live.
Yeah, it's incredible.
We didn't get into this because I was there that Thursday that I left. I went that night. I saw our buddy J-Roy over there, and he was showing me all the different stuff. Holy smokes, is it cool. All the stuff they got going on in that backyard.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the new Stateside Live.
Yeah, no, it looked really cool.
I was a fan of the old Stateside Live, but...
Yeah, new and improved.
New and improved.
All right, so what is explain what's going on with the All-Star game before we get the YouTube chat recap in here.
All right, so we got the first phase of voting is over. So the first phase ends with 2 players at the top of each position. Now the most highest vote getter is automatically the starter at their position. No surprise to anyone, Shohei Ohtani was the highest vote getter in the National League. So designated hitter's been selected. Schwarber came in second. Seems like he's going to be a lock to be in the All-Star game.
Absolutely.
You would imagine so. But since phase 1 ended, 3 Phillies are still in competition to start at their positions.
Really?
Bryson Stott, Alec Boehm, and unsurprisingly, Brandon Marsh. But right now, if you go to the garage in Fishtown, on the side of the building are 3 potential All-Star starters. And if you look at the seasons for Boehm and Stott, I think it's very much a popularity contest here. Fans showed out for those 2. Bryce Terang at second base, not one of the finalists for that. J.J. Weatherholt, great start to his career, not a finalist there. Boehm,
So it's name recognition on a team that everybody knows.
Yeah.
Which is not a strong position where you have the guys that everybody knows.
Correct.
So that's who you're voting for.
I would have thought maybe Terang got a bump from the World Baseball Classic, but regardless.
Man.
First base, Freeman and Olsen. Leaving Harper on the outside looking in, he's going to need player recognition to get himself in, the player voting. I imagine the respect around baseball for Bryce Harper, players are going to be like, yeah, we're battling that guy for his home ballpark. But, yeah, Harper right now on the outside looking in. Those 3 guys still with a chance to start their position. I just can't believe that Alec Boehm had the start that he did to his season, and we could talk about him as an all-star starter. But hey, props to the people of Philadelphia for showing out for those guys.
Yeah, I don't want to, like, not that I'm rooting for him not to be an all-star. He doesn't need to be an all-star.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I don't need, it's not deserving.
If we could have taken all of that energy to get these, really Stott and Boehm, because Marsh deserves it.
Oh, yeah.
If we could take all that energy and just push it into Harper and stuff
they
the
need to be
box.
on the all-star. No, he's going to make the all-star game.
Yeah, he'll make the all-star
He's
game.
pumped his numbers back up. He's going to have 20-some home runs by the time the all-star
I know,
game.
dude. He's going to – that take of 3 Phillies hitting 28 or plus home runs, and I think Brace went over 30 over.
Could happen.
No, it's not going to happen because, Adolis.
Oh, but who else could?
Marsh is at like 12 at this point.
Marsh could go 25.
Yeah. Get to that 28 threshold.
Yeah.
Imagine he ends up with 28 homers.
He might. All right, quickly, YouTube chat recap.
It's time for the YouTube chat recap.
How about filling us in?
Let me tell you something else, man.
Watch us live on YouTube every single weekday.
I can't lie. Let me tell you something.
It's the Middays with Marks YouTube chat recap.
Get him?
Petrilli looks like if Budweiser were a radio producer. MBD from the chat.
Budweiser, a living embodiment of Budweiser. What do you think his favorite beer is? I don't think I've ever asked him that.
Whatever there is?
I was going to say, yeah, whatever events an event for.
Whatever there is. Brendan Petrilli, our promotions coordinator that just participated in Jason Kelsey's beer bowl and came in 7th with no shirt Tom. All right, what's next?
If Brace was here, he would have had BP and Ray have a chest hair off. If Bayless from the chat.
I think BP's got me in that regard.
No. He doesn't have a lot of chest hair.
I don't think.
He has some. No, he had his shirt off the entire day yesterday. For being a big guy, he's very comfortable with his shirt off.
Well, yeah.
No, and by the way, like he's also not like, he's a big guy, but he appeared to be in pretty good shape at one point.
Yeah, he was a rugby guy.
Yeah, he's a rugby guy.
I mean, if we want to do this thing, he could kick my ass if that's where we're going down this path.
Yeah, he would,
for sure.
He would be up. No, you have him crushed in chest hair.
Do I?
So do I.
Hell yeah, man. Good for me.
All right, what's next?
I thought BP had aura. Ray just mogged him. Kobe from the chat.
What did I do to him?
I don't know.
I think I only asked about the broken glasses. I wasn't trying to get offensive there on the glasses.
He really did. I texted him yesterday, like, give me an update. And he's like, yeah, I broke my glasses in the cheese ball pit.
I mean,
that's a great story.
It is a great story. Jason catch, and he overthrows Jason Kelsey.
Yeah, so the story is he threw his glasses off because he was in a million cheese ball pit. And it went over Kelsey's hands, and Bo Allen stepped on him and broke his glasses.
I mean, that's awesome. We could have a break.
Now he has to wear his prescription sunglasses because he can't otherwise see.
Maybe that's it. I said there was DB allegations going on for him. That might have been what I said. Now playing it back, that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
I'm down for pepper relish on the side to add some spice.
Ooh.
Or pickles on the side for acidity for a cheese teak. Austin Jones from the chat.
Austin, listen, man, I'm with you. I don't mind a pickle. See, I like hot pepper relish on hoagies. And I love hot pepper relish. Italian hoagie, hot pepper relish. I'll even go a turkey hoagie with hot pepper relish.
I like the, I get on the roast pork sandwich all the time.
Broccoli Rob, sharp provolone.
Broccoli Rob, but the hot.
The hot long hots.
Long hots, that's it.
Yeah.
I like it. It's like a once in a blue moon type thing for me because I don't get roast pork a ton.
Right. I just like the sharp provolone, but I can eat it with the broccoli Rob. Broccoli Rob's a little bitter for me.
Ooh, I like the broccoli Rob. Man, maybe I'll go get a roast pork sandwich today. That
All right.
sounds like.
All right, what's that?
Dutz's YouTube errors today make the Mets infield look like the 1975 Reds. JM from the chat.
Well, I don't know what that means. Is Dutz not paying attention to when we need to switch cameras?
Well, the one camera was off with me, which is why you saw 17 people come in here trying to fix the camera.
Well, that's not necessarily his fault.
The other issue was there was a moment of silence early in the program where it was the best we ever sounded, according to some. We were muted.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
I think we give him it was gone for 2 days. He's out of rhythm.
Listen, Dutz is a primetime performer and a 24/7 all-in guy. All of us are going to have bad moments at times.
Also, Austin Jones, Foxhole guy, just chilling in the chat.
Dude, believe me, Austin can join the cast of the show anytime he wants to. I love Austin.
I've always been pro Austin.
Yeah, he's awesome. Appreciate your support there, Austin. All right, coming up next is Ricky's on location down at he's doing Is he off today, or is he just doing the?
I guess he's doing
Pre and
pregame.
post.
He can't take another day off.
Yeah, he's not in studio though. He's all right. Well, Bill Calarulo is coming up.
Walking into the studio, thinks he owns this place.
With Ricky Bo after Ricky Bo got caught picking his nose the other night. Ray, have a good weekend, buddy.
You too.
All right, man. Everybody have a good weekend. Be safe, and we'll talk to you Monday. See you.